Tweedy hasn't missed much. As Bill mentioned, 9 of 9 from the free throw line. That was just his second miss from the field. Wright State being held at 28% shooting here in the first half. There's the high percentage one that gets you.
Here's Staveski over Norris. No, rebounded Noel.
Not only have they shot the ball better, but Wright State has played much better defensively, sagging off the guys that they don't consider shooters. When Dylan Arnett catches the ball out there, Brandon Noel's about 10, 12 feet off of him, trapping the post. So some good adjustments from Clint Sargent at halftime on both ends of the court.
Wright State looks like a different team since the break. Noel almost lost it, gets it back, can't score it, and loose on the floor. Deba saves it to Noel, who slams it home.
5 minutes prior to tonight's action.
They're coming out, you know what they're doing, they're just competing. They're not overanalyzing it, they're just competing. And so is that guy.
For 3.
With a lower body injury.
Yeah, he can provide quite the spark on the offense.
Mastodons.
Yeah, that's exactly what you were looking at for the Mastodons. And if you're Wright State, it's not good to start the second half this way.
Noel. Oh, they need it. Jackson fighting on the glass against Doumbia. And the dust.
Hubricks fade away in the paint is short. And the rebound picked up by Hubricks on the baseline. Wright State with the ball, under 4 minutes to play in the first half, leading 32-18. Hubricks with the dribble. Noel down the baseline, draws a double team, tried to feed it over to Woods, and he
And scores off the bucket, or off the glass, with 7.2 seconds left. 4-point game, inbound immediately to Noel with 5.7. And
a 6'4" redshirt sophomore from Lansing, Michigan, lobs the ball out to Dines. Tough pass, got knocked away and stolen by Callahan of Wright State. Gave it to Hubricks, who finds Noel. Open near sideline, 3 is perfect.
Here's Fulgatis along the baseline. Too strong off the glass. Doumbia comes down with a rebound.
Yeah, pretty good defense that time by Brandon Noel.
Here's Noel on the offensive side, slicing to the rack and scoring.
Norris trying to create, behind the back dribble, takes it into the free throw line. Fadeaway jump shot is off, but there's Noel with the offensive rebound, goes up and he's fouled.
There's a switch, and that is off the back rim, but another offensive rebound for Wright State, launched by Noel.
Yep, and he recognized it and made sure he made the layup. But this is crucial time for the Phoenix. This is going to make sure, you talk about learning how to win.
Brandon Noel off the window. He got it! Green Bay on fire from behind the arc. You want to hear this place get loud? Oh, they're not calling the timeout. I thought they were going to call the timeout. Hubricks puts on the brakes. Step through layup for Hubricks.
Gives the ball back to Grubbs. Here's Pryor driving the lane, misses it, ball loose. Noel comes out of there with it. It's loose at half court and picked up by Blau.
So it might be a good idea to go at him if you can.
Well, and like I said in the first half, too, tire him out. I mean, there's only 2.5 minutes left, and he looks like he's going strong as ever, but definitely good. You want to attack him.
Knocked out of bounds. Oh, last
job there. He was 68-25 in 4 seasons. They won that Great Lakes Valley Conference 2 years in a row, went to the NCAA tournament in Division II a couple of times.
Lob inside. Noel makes the catch, puts it up, and he's fouled. So second team foul.
Your Jarvis Walker. Strong, physical. Those are all traits.
Physical. Yep. He needed it on that play. Got bumped going up and played through it.
Fun to see the seniors celebrated on this floor before the tip-off, the pair of them. As the Raiders go inside against this zone defense into the hands. And they'll go backdoor there for Noel. With two defenders, flips it over the front of the rim. He's just so cool.
Throws it on top. Stevenson bluffs the three. Drives instead with contact. Forces it up. No. Rebound. Pinballed around and it's taken by Amari Bay. Get it out to Logan Woods. Into the front court. Now to Amari Bay out top. So down low to Noel. He gets it off a deflection. Going to drive the baseline. Cut off. Reverse try. No. Arnett knocked it away. And then off of Noel. It'll be Cleveland.
Let alone just the physical part. And he's taken him 2 years to come back. And he's made up the time because he's a dominant player.
Had the offensive rebound.
Quach with it at the elbow to Johnson. Rises up the jump shot. Misses it. Tipped by Holden over to Hubricks.
Great defense by Holden. Great box out. Tipped it away and allowed to save the possession for the Raiders.
Norris back to Hubricks. Speeds it down and low to Noel. Noel with 11 points in the first half against Callambay, the freshman. Backing him in. Double team. Tries to go up and under. Can't. Back out front. Norris steps into a three. He's got it. His third.
Dre Carter got caught ball looking that time. He wasn't watching his man in the corner. And
Noel all alone. Callahan gets his man in the air. Puts it up short range off the glass and in.
What a move. He made a spin move. Proved his game. He was a spot player last year. He's a key player right now.
And probably one of the better defenders.
Oh, nice
pass.
pass.
Hubricks lays it up and scores on the look from Noel. It's Callahan. Leans in with a shot. Missed it. Rebound. Amari Bay. Amari Bay out to Norris. Quickly on the other end. Noel with a catch. Lays it up and in. Wow.
Was able to get it up over and through them to give Miami the 2-point lead.
Hubricks handles it out top around a Noel screen. Keeps the basketball. Now Noel fakes the three. Puts it on the floor and goes back to Hubricks. Hubricks thought about it. Down low it'll go. Noel will put it off the glass and draws the foul.
Great, and they trailed 57-46.
Penguins did a nice job spacing out the floor.
Keaton Norris now out front on Chris Carroll. He'll throw the ball to Callahan left wing. Back out to Norris right wing. Working on Carroll into the lane. Stops. Can't get off a shot. Bounce the ball. Noel turns, shoots, scores off the glass. Nice presence by.
It's like a different team since the break. Noel almost lost it, gets it back, can't score it, and loose on the floor. Dima saves it to Noel, who slams it home.
Now it comes to Kraft at the wing. He's going to get to the paint. Fake has the shot blocked, and it's tapped around and into the hands of Wright State.
I thought he had a pass opportunity to Wolford, but he passed that up to take the shot.
Noel against the much smaller Cooper.
Callahan will dribble the ball up. Logan Woods is in for Keaton Norris. Woods, short pass to Amari Bay. Lobs it inside to Noel. Noel in traffic, leans in, off balance shot, rolls around and in. 5 team fouls now on Northern Kentucky. Hubricks on the baseline. He'll lob it into Noel. Good pressure by the Norse defense. Right corner, Welledge down in low to Amari Bay. Into Noel, up off the glass, he scores. All right, so Hubricks will inbound near midcourt, gets it into Callahan. Seeing some minutes here in this first half.
15 on the shot clock, so Wright State's got to go quick.
Remember, they're in the 1-and-1. Noel dribble handoff, tried to get it to Hubricks. Now he does. Ball knocked away by Dawson. Now Hubricks with 6 to shoot. Hubricks trying to find the lane, gets it to Noel. Noel doesn't realize he doesn't have much time. Goes in with the right hand, lays it up, no good. And the rebound is by Martin.
That's what you do.
It's his 4th three-pointer of the game, the team's 8th. And he gives them their largest lead, but not for long.
Ooh, that's a great play.
Jump stop and got everybody to jump past him. That was a good move. I mean, utilized the jump stop to create some space for himself.
Falcons down by 1. 13 minutes to play first half. Noel catch and shoot 3. Too strong. Rebound Falcon.
Give him 6. Nadu had a phenomenal game against Eastern when he had a career-high 16 points. Noel thought about the 3 again. Jeter got out there to respect it. Ball on the floor, picked up, Noel, blocked. But a foul.
An aggressive foul like that, going after the ball, those things happen.
So that's already 3 fouls whistled on Green Bay. Entry goes down into Noel. Spin move against Johnson. Up and under is no good. Nice job by Jeremiah.
Turnover.
Just turnover number 4 in the game for IUND. The Raiders have turned it over 7 times. I should say their 5th turnover. Dumbia back out front. Logan Woods. Hubricks. 15 to shoot. Back out front to Dumbia. Doumbia looking inside,
Nice
lobs it into
pass.
Noel, makes the catch. The layup is
Nice
good.
pass.
What a beauty. Hubrick's looking inside, out to Welledge. He's wide open from three. Off the front of the iron, no good. Noel the offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
That last possession now.
Greg having a big night. He's got 14. It's a 20-point Wright State lead as we approach 12 minutes left to play. Hubrick's with a catch on the right sideline. Feeds it back to Jack. Gives it up to Norris. Looking inside. Norris cross-court pass Hubrick's. Hubrick's outside of the arc. Lobs it down. Right wing. Noel. Noel face up against Good. Taking him in with the right shoulder. Short range jumper. Missed it. He's fouled.
Nice job by Brandon. He
was Gladney. Now Pryor. He's double teamed. Gets the ball back inside the Gladney. Fade away. Left-hander on the baseline. Missed it. Noel with a rebound for Wright State. He averages 11 a game.
Yeah, forced them into a really difficult shot there. That was good defense by Wright State. Started with their press and fell back into a man-to-man.
Nice
Great
pass from the Keaton. He averages double figures, nearly double figures off the bench. 9 points, 3 boards. Transfer from Akron. Hubrick's back in. Feeds it to Noel. Noel against Plett. Back out front, and he threw it away. Great steal by the... In the third, where's number 5 into the game, a freshman from Indianapolis from Crispus Attucks High School. And there's Noel, had the ball, he put it up and in. Into the corner, Callahan rises up, 2-point shot, no good. Rebound tipped around loose and picked up by Nelson. And Doumbia going for the loose ball, picks it up for Wright State. Doumbia over to Woods.
Good hustle by Jack there.
Woods trying to get it to Noel. He does. Works against Kirkland. Noel backing in, goes up, double teamed, had it blocked. And picked up by the defense. Middle of it goes Noel. One bounce, goes up in traffic. Can't get it to fall. Got it back, put it up and in.
I'll tell you what, I thought he got fat. Did a nice job.
Zelenskis makes both free throws. Jaguars stay in the zone. Wright State with the ball leading 41-28. 3:11 to go first half. Middle of the zone, Amari Bay. One bounce down in low on the block to Noel. Pump fake goes up and scores.
We saw the great transition move earlier this game. His handle at 6'11" allows him to do pretty much anything he wants from that high post.
Noel hunting shots a bit here, flips it up, short, rebounded by Reynolds, quick outlet.
The 15 foul on Robert Morris. Dickerson will come out with 4 fouls. Lob into Noel. On the wing, takes it with the dribble, middle of the floor, hands it off to Norris. Norris gets around Noel's screen, gets it back to Brandon, takes the 3, goes inside, jump stop, in traffic, lays it up, no. Tip is no good, Prather the rebound.
Lee's got 5. Second 3 made for Princeton, the 2 of 6. Noel battles, no, but a foul is called.
What happens, and here comes Jack Doumbia. And Wright State goes 0 for 2.
The first 2 for Fields.
Nice spin move there inside.
Fields coming into the game, averaging 7 points and 5 rebounds. 17-12 to play in the first half. Keaton Norris off the dribble, leaves it for Hubrick's. Back over to Woods. Cross-court pass, Norris. Norris dribble drive, back out front, Noel. Noel looking inside for Holden, got bumped.
He got fouled.
And the ball goes out of bounds.
Right in front of a referee.
Still with it. Zelenskis. Fade back. 3-point shot. Off the rim. No good. Rebound Norris. 7 seconds remaining. Here. Norris feeds it to Noel. Takes the ball in. Can't get it. Goes back up. And he's fouled. Wow.
That's huge, Christy. That's the 3rd foul on Marion Dickerson. And, he's a big part of the Colonial team.
We're going to have to count on Ismail Plett now. He's in there for Dickerson. The defensive player of the year in the Horizon League. And Brandon Noel just dropped a triple.
Here's dozen. What makes Kentucky so impactful on the defensive end tonight?
Well, it starts with their scheme, Tom, their spacing, and their ability to run the offense through their 5-man. Puts a lot of pressure on those other 4 spots.
How about that?
That's an impressive run, and it's been fueled by some great defensive efforts.
It's their largest lead of the game. Raiders go inside to their top scorer in Brandon Noel. He misses, though. Here's IU Indy with the rebound.
How about it? Great strong move to the rim. Kind of an awkward shot that he stayed with and got it and put it back.
Persistence, man. That's been the story of the second half for the Jags. What a huge necessary shot.
But, again, Suter able to get it. Ipsaro misses the 3. 14 minutes, a little under to play here in the ball game. Norris will leave it for Hubricks. Now it goes to Noel. He drives past his man, gets to the basket. That's the
7-2 run now by Milwaukee. Panthers back to within 3. Hubricks. Boy, McKee is so solid defensively. Time winding down to the shot clock, down to 7. Callahan. Noel. Knocked away, knocked out of bounds. Good.
Norris into the forecourt. Norris picked up by Gallet. Turning, deals to Hubricks, right back to Norris. Finds Noel now, in on Farmer. Dines got into the air. Noel takes his time and scores as Noel.
Morris, Colonials with the ball on Majapo. In the lane. Tries to get physical, and it won't go. He complains that he was fouled. Noel at the other end of the floor gets a layup, and Wright State.
Hard to tell there on the replay whether or not it was tipped. So Wright State has the ball. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. They lob it down to Noel. Noel gets rid of it, down low, and that's Doumbia cutting his.
3 is good. Dawson now with 18. He's 3 for 6 outside of the arc. And the Herd scratching back, down 73-67 with 6.5 minutes to play.
This is like the 3rd time they have cut it to 6.
Can Noel answer? No, it's short, and an easy rebound for Gibbs. After reading her. Oselka had it tipped away and stolen. Raiders got a 2-on-1. Noel with Woods. Hands it to Woods underneath his layup. Going to call it goaltending.
5 on the shot clock. Tweedy working his way down the baseline. Jump stop. Fade away from Tweedy. Front iron. Tweedy's played 24 minutes in this game. Usually doesn't see that many in a game. Now Noel, spin move to the basket.
Or whatever he wanted or wants. Morgan sizing up there against Noel, but no help.
Oh, my goodness.
There's Levy underneath the Tweedy. He was too far underneath. Into the corner. Got a 3-point shot. No good. Rebound. Holding goes up high to get it. Off to Hubricks. Hubricks feeds Noel. Noel, Euro step with the right hand, lays it in. By the Falcons on 15 attempts. Brandon Noel. Short hand off to Hubricks. Alex crossover dribble. Hands the ball back to Norris, the point guard, with 18 on the shot clock. Noel back to Norris. Trying to create here against the bigger player. Underneath, feeds it to Noel. Under the basket, his layup is good and it counts. He'll get another opportunity for a 3-point play.
Always fun to see when bigs just go create offense. They don't always have to get shots, go to the glass and get it.
Hanna got it knocked out of his hands by Doumbia, and then Noel getting the feed and drives in and misses. And Hanna's got it for Bradley.
There, I mean, that was a lot of dribbling and accomplished nothing.
Hubricks feeds it down low to Noel. Noel takes it, Dickerson inside, up and under moving. Oh, it rolled in and out.
It's Amari Day. They got the rebound. Norris back to Noel. Yeah, like we were saying earlier there, Randolph, the ball moving around nicely here for Wright State. Everyone getting involved in the offense, trying to get this defense moving. And Noel converts with.
Jones with a dribble drive, goes inside, had it deflected, knocked away by Callahan. Hubricks with the ball. On the other end, it's Noel. Skip pass. Do it too far. Way over Welledge's head.
Great job by Milwaukee and McKee there, Wayne, sensing the mismatch. McKee's just got a little bit more size on Norris.
Noel gives up 3 on the drive, left it short.
Off balance with the right hand, misses it, tipped by Noel over to Woods. Tell you what, Marshall plays with pace.
Yeah, they play with pace, and there isn't much structured offense. I mean, it's dribble drive, get in the lane, Wright State's done a pretty good job of defending
Woods
that.
finds Noel, but he couldn't make the catch. He had a wide open shot, gets it back underneath. Down low to Carter, who dunks it. Boy, great look from Brandon Noel. Unselfish.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure I'd have to see it again, but that was terrible.
Easy lay-in for Gardner. He's now got 14 points. Pass down low to Doumbia. Into the corner. Brings the ball back out. Hubricks down in low Noel. Noel against Gardner, and he's fouled. That's going to be 3. Out to Dilling. Robinson for 3. It's off the mark. Rebound. Doumbia tips it over to Norris. Right corner. Hubricks. Noel to Doumbia. Lays it in and a foul.
26. He'll win at Miami. Knocked down 4 threes. Grabbed 6 rebounds as well. Andrew Wellage is in. A grad student from Greensburg, Indiana. 45% three-point shooter last year. Here's Noel driving, crunched between 2 Rocket defenders, and it did not.
Another strong attack. That was well defended, though, with the hand in his face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Made
He's not able to get, wasn't able to get his shoulder squared away like he needed to.
Made it difficult on Jarvis Walker, one of the 2 seniors honored today. Meantime, Noel missing the 3 out of the corner. Jags
one of the 3rd fewest turnovers in the entire country out of 364 squats. Only 9 giveaways a game. And unbelievably, they had even less than that in the double overtime game against Wright State. So needless to say, that's one in which the Raiders felt like they weren't gritty enough on defense.
Brandon in the face right there as Garner tried to get it off. Second chance opportunity, no, and that's just great defense by Wright State.
It really is great defense by Wright State.
Noel trying to have the answer at the other end. He does.
Dickerson jump center against Brandon Noel. Robert Morris and Wright State, and the Raiders win the tip into the backcourt. Keaton Norris has it, hands it off to fellow starter Solomon Callahan, and here we go. Big crowd tonight here in the West Hills of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, this is really a great atmosphere here tonight for both teams, and you know they're going to both leave it on the court here, Chris, tonight. There's no saving anything.
Noel's going to take the shot, and it rims out no good, and the Raiders can't contain it.
Pressure in the backcourt once again. Keaton Norris steps it across. Redshirt junior out of Hilliard, Ohio. Hubricks. Brandon Noel. Nicely done. Boy, he gets
with his left hand with beautiful touch. What a skill.
Oh, the ball slapped away from Faison Fields. This is Woods. Hubricks. Open in the corner, Noel, and he splashes the 3.
Kankakee. And full court pressure now being shown by Central State. Raiders get it in. Logan Woods will bring it up for Wright State, who also has Jack Doumbia on the floor, along with Brandon Noel, who makes the catch from Doumbia. Goes inside one-on-one against Randall. Leans in. Short range. It rolls off, and Randall got the rebound. Comes up with it underneath the basket. Goes up. Short range. Misses it. Rebound to Maury Bay.
Raiders were fortunate there.
Wright State down by 2 with a basketball with 6 minutes left to play. Norris dribble penetration into the paint. Leaves it for Logan Woods. Logan Woods with it. Feeds it back out to Noel. Catch, shoot, 3. Oh, rims out. The tip no good. Hubricks the rebound. Back out to Noel.
State, they're 7 of 14.
And there's not a more efficient player in college basketball than Alex Hubricks. And the last thing, if you're Princeton, you want to see is Alex Hubricks get it going here. Let him see the basketball go through.
Shooting 60% to the field on the season. He gets it in.
Johnson getting a screen from Hall. Top of the key, rises up. Jump shot off the rim, no good. Rebound Noel. That would have been a 2. 16.5 to play. 40-26 Wright State with the ball. Noel left open. 3 ball. That's going to be short. Rebound Recky.
And he was able to get the rebound.
Well, he averages a double-double. He's got 2 fouls. He comes out of the game. Plett will replace him. Here's Holden, right corner, lobs it down inside to Noel. He goes up, scores, and a foul.
Pass.
Over dribble against Dilling. Backdoor pass to Hubricks. Can't get the shot off. Now he will fade on the baseline, rolls off the rim. Rebound, Noel goes back up. It was blocked. Amari Bay up off the glass, can't get it to go. Now Vincent.
Their guy. It's not necessarily swarming the ball. They're swarming their guy. Now Noel working against Hall. Spin move, Noel, fade away, short. Ryan Wade went high for the board, couldn't corral it. Now Noel gets it poked away from behind by Marcus Hall.
I mean, when the guy's got a free reign like that, that's like a quarterback who's not being rushed. I mean, he's going to complete most of those passes.
Norris to Noel. Noel lost the dribble, stolen away by Youngstown.
Cooper to inbound the ball. Gets it into Kraft, turning from 17. No good, and the rebound again to Noel.
Again, maybe forcing it just a little bit is Kraft.
Noel fakes, pauses, and lost the basketball.
Into the game for Detroit Mercy. 13 seconds remain first half. Shot clock is off. Raiders with the ball, leading by 13. Noel strong to the bucket. Jump stop down on the block. Turnaround jump shot. Misses it. Rebound with 2 seconds.
With another rebound for Wright State.
Yeah, he had Welledge right in his face as he shot that ball, and that was a tough one from three-point range.
Norris out top. Cooper on him, gives it to Welledge, top of the key. Now to Hubricks. Down low they go to Noel. Double team comes, they backdoor it, but stepping in front of it.
So a minute in, and it's 2-0 Wright State. As Jackson drives, unable to score, and Noel hauls it in. He can shoot it. Off the mark. 30.
You know, I mean, this is the Ivy League Player of the Year last year. He's got 4 points. He's 2 of 7 from the field in this game.
Well, the length is bothering him inside. You know, the Amari Bay inside, and now he's out with fouls, but with him and Noel on the floor together, it's just so much length inside. It's creating issues for him.
3-ball in the court. Mark Montgomery imploring his team to show some love. So doing the little things. They go right back to Noel. Double teams, a takeaway, Gondrzek.
Another good pass by DJ Smith.
10-point Robert Morris lead again, 46-36, 17:30 to go here in this quarterfinal game with Wright State. Noel just threw it away.
It all started, though, with a blazing speed. But that basketball flooded the floor, and all 5 guys running with great spacing.
Meanwhile, Williams has his 25th career double-double. He's got 11 points and 10 boards. Noel with a block touch.
Having a scorer like that to come off the bench is pretty key. I mean, having that flexibility.
Noel goes up and under, score the bucket, and a foul.
It's Pine Bluff had played at Oral Roberts before that. He had 53 games and 42 starts when he was at Pine Bluff. Colonials are glad to have him. He's a good backup at that low post spot.
Yeah, he sure is. He's done a good job lately.
Now, start that Coach Sargent was hoping for, that's for sure.
10 turnovers in the game. Lob pass. They tried to find a Tijeray. It was a little bit too tall. Nearly a steal in the backcourt by Vincent, but Norris comes up with it. Norris forced out by the double team. Goresger pushes him back near midcourt. Norris directing traffic back to Callahan. Back to Norris. Norris trying to get some separation into the corner. Hubricks. Boy, good closeout by the Norris. Down inside Amari Bay. Now Noel underneath lays it in. Nearly lost his...
IU Indy keeping with the tempo, losing the handle of it, and picks up by Noel here. Raiders attacking in transition, nearly tied up. They get it out for another three-point try and a friendly roll.
Against Oakland at 7 o'clock, also available to watch on ESPN+. And then both teams will play here at the Coliseum on Saturday. I would recommend you follow at Go Mastodons on social media and check out GoMastodons.com. See a lot of the promotional offers as well. You know, the Power Pack crew from the Pacers is going to be the halftime show.
He had 5 against Cleveland State.
That's a second one today as Wellage misses long. Rebound, Noel wide open under the rack, and stuffing it in is Doumbia.
Doumbia comes in, and he's been equally effective with his shot blocking, as he shows you there, and his athleticism is.
Lee doesn't get the runner, and it's the other way here quickly for Wright State, and another great interior pass.
No look pass to Norris. Mid-range jumper. Off glass, rebounded by Noel, puts it back up and will go to the line.
For years as a San Diego State Aztec, he was a winner on Montezuma Mesa, the three off the mark. And rebounded by Butler.
Now they're starting to score on the Colonials pretty regularly.
Here's Noel. Fader got it from 10.
And again, driving, putting it off the glass, and Elmer changed that.
Nice move. Nice. That's terrible defense by Wright State, but that was a nice move by Central State's player. I mean, he got into the lane, had Wright State on their heels, and then made a shot fake.
Keaton Norris flips it over to Hubricks. Back out front, Noel. Noel dribble drive, goes inside, runner with the right hand, rattles out, and the rebound.
Of the night, he's got 11.
And he always is kind of a secondary shooter along with Butler in that starting five. And those guys get to knocking down threes. Kentucky becomes almost impossible at times.
Well, you got two Wright State guys right up in the air. I mean, they both went for the block, took themselves out of any kind of chance of playing defense.
Here's Wellage with the basketball. Off to Amari Bay. Amari Bay to Wellage, lobs it inside to Noel against Vulgaris with 2 fouls. Pump fake goes up off the glass, scored and a foul. Brandon answering it.
Two
is
deep
Brandon
threes
Scott.
back to back. I think those back-to-back deep threes. Those should have been 4-point baskets. They were so far out.
52-37 Wright State with the ball. 17-17 to play in the second half. Hubricks jump stop into the corner. Norris brings the ball back out with the dribble beyond the arc. High post to Amaribe. Amaribe looking inside for Noel. Now with a dribble, he gives it over to Noel. Noel, right lane line extended, takes his man inside Thomas. Fade away in the paint. Off the back of the iron. There's a tough rebound by Logan Woods, but he couldn't get it to go. Amaribe has it. He gets it back to Noel. Mingo looking inside for Martin, trying to get position on Noel, and they threw it away. He went right to Solomon Callahan.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, whether he expected his teammate to make a cut or whatever, but he threw it right to a Wright State player.
Noel backing in on Anachili Kill, and the layup is up and good. Just backed right in on him. I believe he's got. Here's Woodridge on the wing. His three-pointer rattles out. Rebound Doumbia. You can tell the difference on the boards when Mukeba is not in the game.
Yeah, exactly. But they have.
Here's Wellage, fakes the three. Down inside, Noel, who puts it in. Good look from Andrew Wellage. 20. (80-67), the lead down to 13. Inbounds pass Callahan. Callahan feeds it over to Norris. Norris quickly. There's Noel all alone. Pump fake goes up and lays it in.
Good job, quick hands by Adams there to poke it away.
Noel underneath, man.
Yeah, that's 10 straight points, Chris. That's 10 straight points, and 3 times.
Hubricks leaves it down low to Carter. Nearly lost it. Back over to Hubricks. Hubricks cross court into the corner. Noel, corner three is too long. Rebound. Hubricks goes back up and puts it in.
Well, taking it to the rim move by Craig. Great finish.
Grega Jr. from Sylvania, Ohio. Good. Had 17 points Thursday in the loss to Robert Morris. Kick out there for Keaton Morris. Seeing him go middle of the floor, the bounce to Noel, and he just had great positioning.
That's just a tremendous high.
Start defensively at the opposite end and gets it right back for his team.
Hubricks running the point against Lovejoy. Thought about the three, gets it to Wellage, looks inside for Noel, lobs it into Brandon, under the bucket, reverse layup, rattles out, rebound, Jack Doumbia, he can't get it to fall, and grabbed by Gondurz.
Well, that's a 3-point play.
Yep. Levy knocks it in. 12-point lead for the Raiders. 15-32 to play in the second half.
But they're still at 9 turnovers, so they've done a good job of taking care of the basketball.
Woods flips it back to Noel, nearly lost it, picks it up. 18 on the shot clock. Leaves it for Hubricks. Hubricks off the screen, looks down in low, into the corner. Callahan. Callahan with 10 to shoot, takes it inside, lost it. Tries to come up with a loose ball, needs some help. Feeds it on the baseline to Woods. Out it goes to Noel. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Noel knocks down the 3.
1 point game. And now you see Gondrzik and Lovejoy playing together. They bring a little bit of a different factor, each do.
Streaking to the hoop. Get around Woods, takes him underneath the bucket. Turn around, short range, short rebound Noel, and a reach-in foul from behind by...
In the forecourt to our left. Bulgaris trying to hit Dickerson with a pass in tight quarters that time. Came off of his knuckles. And Noel tries to go down and score at the other end.
To the nail, getting it to Robinson down low. It's rejected by Noel. And now it's transition time for the Raiders. Noel on the run. Has it blocked up at the rim.
Of a team that's played well offensively.
And Goresner knocks down the second one. 3-point game. Wright State with the ball and the lead. Norris brings it past the timeline. Over to Doumbia. Doumbia. Dribble handoff. Norris. Norris off the dribble against Vincent at the elbow. Short pass to Noel. Pump fake against a triple team. Puts it up off the left hand. It's 28-18, 10-point lead for the Jags.
That's amazing, Chris. They've had the ball 15 possessions. They've scored on 11 of them, and 5 of them are 3-point baskets. I mean, it's just been an amazing display here early in the game.
Yeah, they're not settling for the 3 either.
No.
Long pass over to Norris. Back out front, Welledge. Now it's Callahan. Callahan back to Norris. Now Welledge. They close out on him with 5 to shoot. He finds Norris. Norris with 3. Lobs it inside for Noel. His layup is off the rim, no good. Rebound Amari Bay. Out to Norris. Now Callahan.
Puts him in the floor, turning it into offense like this.
Woods in the takeaway, then the rejection by Abdullahi. But Noel gets it back, and Wright State is already up 20.
Great job there by Norris, trying to tell. No, you got a guard on you, man. We ain't running no plays. Just go to the block and we'll give it to you.
So we get the.
Do you double on the bounce? Because this guy one-on-one, he's a handful. Hunter Dickinson knows that out in Kansas.
He saw it firsthand. Baseline jump shot. That was short from Noel. Rebound volleyball around. Craggs comes down.
A minute 9 to go in the half. Good strong pickup off that one dribble jump shot. Gave him the lift he needed to shoot over the defender. Mari Bay, nice pass. Down low to Noel, got behind the defense.
Over that 6 for Wright State. 9 minutes to go in the first half. 21-12 Raiders. And a turnover for Marshall. That's their 3rd. Norris. He feeds it to Noel, who dunks it. Wow, on the roll, Brandon. Shooting foul. The official who called it said it was on the floor. Noel with the ball on the baseline against Kirkland. Goes down on the floor, and it's stolen.
Put it up and in around Brandon Noel. 12 in the game for Elmer.
Yeah, so a 4-point play basically for Elmer there as he gets the initial basket and then the follow-up after the missed free throw.
Still a double-digit lead at 10. Down low, and Noel to the hoop. He's going to step right.
Coach Nagy was here. He played for Coach Nagy at South Dakota State. And, you know, he's really had some tough luck. The Raiders have lost 3 games on the last possession of the game. They could very easily be 9 wins and 3 losses instead of 6 and 5.
Logan Woods on the wing, gets it down inside on the block. Noel backing in on Martin, had it tipped away and stolen by Dawson. His
Rhodes Scholar, he's a very thoughtful guy in everything he does, and he's bringing everybody, parents included, along for this ride of Kentucky basketball right now.
Trent Noah and Travis Perry, 2 of the freshmen on the floor now for Kentucky. Contested 3. And that was part of
Kentucky has to run. If he can't guard the bounce, just that initial guy getting to the middle third of the floor all the way to the rim. A real concern, I'm sure, for Coach Sargent early.
It's a 7-0 Kentucky run, and that one banked in.
Best thing you can do as a ref is not take things personal, right? Just call the game, talk to us, coaches. We like that.
It's almost like he's saying, and you'll know this better than I, it's almost like, here's what I saw. This is why I called it. Let's play basketball. Kick out, right wing three, and that is...
Shot clock off the dribble, and a great finish there by Tevin Smith. And that is why he is so dangerous. Doesn't get talked about a lot amongst other teams in the league. Having almost a really quiet, really good season for the Vikings, but with such an offensive threat to score in a variety of ways.
He's been their leading scorer at 13.6 points per game, and now Noel is blocked by Arnett.
Defensively, he doesn't even have to...
Maxey down inside, stolen by Drake Carter on the alley-oop attempt to Dines. Keaton Norris off the Hubricks, feeds it over to Carter. On the wing, Noel, step back three over Dines is short, and the rebound pulled down by Harper. Sit down just beyond the free throw line. Marshall takes their first lead. It's 6-5. Thundering Herd. We played almost 4 minutes in the first half.
Came off of a screen there, and it wasn't a pick and roll. It was just a screen.
Noel left open from three. He knocks it down. The Raiders back on top, 8-6.
Time to shoot shot. I mean, he hadn't shot one in a long time, and he was open, but that was.
Hubricks lobs it down and low to Noel. Double team. Goes right between his men and lays it in.
And it's positive to see the freshman, after he missed a tough shot, go right back around and make his next one. Little things.
Solomon Callahan to Noel. Too easy.
Drive on him, spins to the elbow, double, throws it out, Wellich, open look, three ball up, iron off, Noel, offensive rebound, takes a dribble, got Arnett in the air and scores the reverse layup.
It's amazing to me how many of these teams that Wright State's played are running very similar offense. A lot of cuts off the high post, trying to get into the lane. So far, Wright State's been able to stop that.
Solomon Callahan out front. Noel sets up for a three. It is short. Hit the front of the rim, bounce.
They're going to fire him and keep firing him. Misses do not bother this team at all.
Cats 4 of 8 from three. After the hesitation, the three's no good, and a rebound by Robinson.
What's up again, huh? You're going to begin the second half?
Nearly had a double-double in that game against Purdue-Fort Wayne on Thursday. 22 points, 9 rebounds. Nearly a takeaway. Noel finds a way to cash it.
He's leading 4 Raiders right now in the scoring column. Wellich inbounds to Callahan. Looks like some 1-2-2 three-quarter court pressure by Milwaukee. Wellich breaks the timeline. Gets it over to Callahan, redshirt freshman.
Yeah, not necessarily trying to steal the ball, just delay it. You get down here now, you only got 20 seconds on the shot clock, so it's a good defensive move, I think.
Amari Bay looks left, goes right on the wing. Woods inside to Noel, leans it off the glass, can't get it to fall. Lovelace Jr. the rebound.
But both teams really dug in defensively and made life difficult for the majority of the evening.
Back-to-back 15-point games for Seth Hubbard. Noel off the mark through 3. Bryce Ford with a rebound.
Princeton's fighting. They're trying to compete here in the second half, but they just don't have an answer for this guy.
Knocked it away that time.
To the game. Nice pass inside to Good. Goes up, misses it. Rebound, Norris.
Well, the first shot was blocked by Brandon from behind.
Callahan with it on the wing. Back out front to Norris. Swings it left side to Noel. Noel, the hard dribble, takes his man inside, trying to get some position. Throws it out to Hubricks, makes the catch on his shoot tips. Now throws it inside for Noel, who lays it up and in. Another nice pass from Alex.
Left a couple on the table. Logan Woods with his 4th personal foul for Wright State. A three-pointer now as they try to get the lead back. No, but a foul
by Noel.
Couple of buckets out of the timeout. Titans had it as little as a 5-point deficit before that big 13-3 run. Noel leaves it short.
3, got it. Ramel can do that. 6'5", 235 out of Fort Recovery. His second 3 of the season. Noel on the other end. Steps back, goes over to Keaton Norris, back over to Noel. Noel off the dribble on the left lane line, picks it up, over to Norris, back over to Noel. 18 on the shot clock. Noel taking the ball inside, short little runner with the right hand, no good. Maribe has it, put it up, he's fouled. Foul's going to be on Brewer.
Wright State 4 of 5, and it's the Braves back up a point. Noel being defended by Atlason.
They're expecting help. This is to his advantage. I think he can overpower Atlason at will.
It's too much of the body.
Norris again with the basketball out top for Wright State. Left side with it there. That is Dre Carter getting the start today. Check that. That is Logan Woods. Down low they go, and there is
Garner in transition. Finds Zelinskis missing on that. As the Jags now 2 of 10 from distance. On the other side, Wright State plus 15 from range, going 7 of 14.
That'll win a whole lot of games. 7-14 from 3.
Can it hold, though, right? That's the thing. You're a little bit fearful as a coach, I would imagine, as Noel missing another shot.
Yeah, but as a coach,
Fire off, and I bet you the next one he shoots is going to make. Mark my words there, John. Rain it down.
Callahan in a crowd. Norris finding Noel. Norris into the paint. Off to Noel. And that drops.
Both ways, not only against, both ways.
Non-shooting foul. The Raiders will inbound in front of their own bench. Noel gets the ball back to Logan Woods. Woods to Noel. Noel fakes the 3, takes it inside. Scoop shot is good. Brandon Noel, we've been seeing.
Obviously a great player, and there's no question he's the Rising League Player of the Year. And I think when the season ends, he'll win that award for sure. But you add Alex Hubricks here, who's as efficient as there is in the country.
Right.
And then what now you get? I mean, there's nothing you can do.
It was 15. Norris for Noel. And finally, one of those 3s rattles off.
Late, like what they saw, needed someone like him.
And to watch him, and you talk about the development of Sonny Wilson as a point guard, him and Bryce Ford, they guard each other the majority of the time in practice, and they just continually compete and make each other better day in and day out.
Toledo's lead back up to 8 and immediately down to 6.
Back of him trying to get the rebound.
Inbounds pass, Hubricks lobs it into Noel. Noel jump stop, gets his man in the air, puts it up with the left hand and in.
Wow. Which was a total joke. I mean, he ran off the cuff. He's so confident and comfortable. Even when we were here for Madness and he came out to Beyonce, started shaking his backside up in the upper deck. Came here for the ring. Noel leaves it short.
Think about 82-67, Wright State. Callahan working, trying to get open. Norris still with the dribble out front. No pressure on the Raider point guard. Shot clock down to 12. Norris off the screen of Noel. Still with it. Dribble drive. Goes inside. Draws contact. Back out front to Noel. Noel taking it. Swings it in the corner. Hubricks launches the 3. He got it! Don't have to check the shot clock.
That time Doumbia driving, the ball popped right up. Easy call for the referee.
Doumbia on the inbound. We went over 7 minutes without a foul. Oh, man, I'll tell you something.
They're making perfect passes.
Stabeski for 3 from the wing. Finally, a Cleveland State miss.
I guess you can't make them all, can you?
For a while, I thought they could. We're up 13. Already 30 points in the first 10 minutes of the game. Woods going inside to Noel. That's always a good play.
Keaton Norris gives it back to Noel. He'll take the shot from long distance, and it rims in and out. Imaribe back over to Noel in traffic, had it knocked away. Goes up off the glass, it rims in and out, and the rebound is loose. Imaribe again, loose ball, and a foul is going to be called on Brandon Noel. Came into the game 0 for 3 outside of the arc. It's now an 8-point Raiders lead, 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. Noel, he hit one earlier from there. He's got another one. Brandon Noel in double figures down corner.
Yeah, he puts pressure on the defense all the time.
Bulgaris' shot is short, and it's rebounded by Alex Ubrisks. 34-28, Robert Morris.
Yeah, he's going to try to shoot over Smith there.
There's Noel instead. Short three. Woods, speaking of muscle, how about Amarian Dickerson?
Yeah, nice execution by the Colonials that time, and a beautiful pass by DJ Smith, who's really played well for the Colonials.
Nice high-low, and the catch made, and
that had the ball go off his foot. The official from the other side saw it right away. Good work by the crew. Logan Woods at the top of the key finds Noel. Little shot put, won't fall, and McCabe swallows up the
heels to the foul line. Obajapo's wheeling downhill, and he couldn't get the layup to fall.
Wow.
The rebound taken by Doumbia. Now Ubrix.
Big possession here. Very big possession.
Noel inside. Couldn't get out of his hands, but somehow, some way.
You got to watch here is Hubricks going to the corner.
Hubricks lobs it into Doumbia. 3 to shoot. Down low, no, all alone. Pump fake goes up on the glass and scores!
Probably put 2 hands on him.
Hubricks will inbound. He'll get it into Noel at the top of the key. Noel holding it, hands it back to Hubricks. Hubricks to Noel. His 3-point shot is good. Deep from the right corner. Brandon, as we approach 3 minutes left in regulation. Hubricks hands it off to Norris. He narrowly threw it away. Ball loose, but goes right to Noel. He tries to save it, but he can't.
That's a better job defense there by Keaton. I mean, he kept him and forced him into a tough shot.
Folks now with 11 to lead all scorers. We're under 19 minutes to play in the second half. Hand off to Hubricks. Works against McKee. Back out front to Noel. Noel with a dribble. Takes it inside underneath the basket. Turnaround. Off balance shot. Misses it. Grabbed by Stillwell.
To Wilkerson. Feeds it to Farmer near sideline. Farmer spins to the right of the lane. Takes a tough shot that got blocked. Ball grabbed by Woods of Wright State. Woods going to feed the trailer. Noel near sideline. Open 3. Left it short. Ball slapped over to Wilkerson of Youngstown.
Breaks the tie. 52-50 Grizzlies. 7 minutes to play.
They've changed their zone defense here. They're in a different type of zone.
Logan Woods with it out front. In the corner, Noel. Noel double team. Skip pass over to Keaton Norris. His 3. Got it.
Oh, wow.
That's 4 threes tonight for number 4.
That was Ryan Wade. Couple of big-time buckets.
Wade's got 11 in the game. He is perfect for behind the arc. Solomon Callahan's had the hot hand for the Raiders. He kicks it out to Doumbia. Doumbia head fakes it. They go down into Noel. Noel off of his foot.
Lob will come to Doumbia. Lob it down low to Noel. Missed the left-handed layup from the left block.
11th point of the night.
That high-low game is very difficult to defend because you've got a high guy that's 6'11", 7 foot up top, feeding that 4-man posted up. So many different.
Telling him he can't. Woods is not doing it. He throws a long home run ball, and it's caught by Noel. Noel holding on to it. Now he's fouled. Wow, what a pass.
Toward the end of the first half, Wright State went on a 7-0 run in the final minute 42 to take that 2-point halftime lead. But now you got Bradley on a 5-0 run to start the second half.
They have, and now they switched up their defense. They're trying out their zone. Look for Alex Hubricks in this zone. He just flashed out the top of the key, but he was wide open in the middle of the zone.
Ball gets bounced inside to Noel, and he converts.
Shot clock. Cole with it, had it stripped away by Noel. His pass tipped by Cole, and the Grizzlies get it back. 3 steals in the game for our player to watch. Transfer out of Louisiana Lafayette. Misses the second free throw. Noel grabs the board. Back come the Raiders, trailing by 16 with 3:33 to play. Solomon Callahan into the game. Callahan back out front to Noel. Noel taking the ball inside, puts it up, foul.
On his own, he's got 6 with 4 rebounds and 2 assists in 9 minutes of work. Is that good? Is that good efficiency? I feel like it is. A good backdoor cut, but McCabe able to cut it off. Wellage in the paint goes to Noel. Noel, pump fake. Layup would not go. McCabe.
Andre Holden and Dickerson. I mean, my goodness, the 2 plays they just made. Dickerson prevented a layup, and Holden's been on the glass every single time.
Brandon Noel with a catch, right corner. Works against Fulgaris with 2 fouls. Takes him inside, leans in with the left hand,
Nice
off the
man.
glass and in.
Yeah, he took it.
11 for Themis Folks, his 4th from the field.
Both teams starting the second half, Wayne, like they did in the first half. Playing great offense, being patient, getting good looks, making those good looks. Wright State here with a beautiful backdoor pass to Noel. The only thing that...
Well, when you're only shooting 28% from the field, you better play great defense, and that's what Marshall's faced with here.
Norris can't get the shot off against White. Now Callahan on the wing, gets it down and low to Noel. Noel against Martin, dribbles it into the paint. Fadeaway shot is good. Brandon Noel getting hot towards the end of the first.
Xavier Lee there with the unforced turnover.
And the shot doesn't go for Noel.
Tom, it's an old roster, Kentucky, but just not old together. But you wouldn't know it watching them play tonight, the way they moved the ball, how they ran in sync. And
surprised the referee who made that call. He didn't really have a good view of it. I think Logan Woods kind of sold that with his the way he reacted.
Tim Stewart made the call. Logan Woods off the dribble, top of the key. One bounce back to Hubricks. Now Noel. Noel down in low. Logan Woods. Woods throws the ball back out to Hubricks. Hubricks nearly lost it. Throws it. Doumbia. Backdoor pass. Noel for the dunk.
State Mason Lowry, Redwood, all of our crew, delighted to have you along. What do you want to see in the second half, Red?
Well, I think Rich Linden went defensively. You got to continue to play with great passion, great intensity like you did in the opening half. Stay attached to Hubricks. They let him get loose at the end of the half for that 3, but otherwise did a pretty good job in that area. And just make life difficult for Noel. It's a good job. But Witten did a good job.
Williams gets cut off on his spin back. Noel with the steal and the slam. Brandon Noel, the junior.
Great backdoor cut by DJ Smith, and what a pass by Fulgaris, who is 6'9", excellent passer. 8 points already for DJ Smith.
21-20, Robert Morris on top. For those of you listening along on the RMU Athletics Game Day app, home and away, we have all the calls. 21-20, Colonials by 1. They get it to Noel. It's deflected by Dickerson.
Norris with a dribble, looks left, goes right. Hubricks back to Norris. Now they find Dre Carter. Dre Carter looking inside. He feeds it into Noel against Martin. Noel backing in against Martin, trying to get some position. Jump hook with the right hand is good.
Well, you let a guy catch it dead.
They had Hall rolling in with 2 on the shot clock. Hall stepped through, side of the rim, no good. Green Bay still hunting their first field goal, and we're almost 3 minutes into the action here at the Crest Center in Green Bay.
Well, that time the shot clock ran down. Marcus saw that and put up a tough shot, but he had to.
Noel with the strong move down the lane. That's no good. He tips the rebound out long. Coach Gottlieb, who drew a tech 8 minutes into the game, isn't going to argue those too hard right now. Noel on Recchi. Noel spin move. That's an easy call. Recchi.
What you want to do if you're Miami, that cross-court pass to a shooter who's ready to fire, and Kraft is going to make that more times than not.
Norris looking for a passing lane and gets it to Noel. Now gets it back. On the screen, and Mekhi Cooper is on Noel. Driving into the lane and feeding out top. Norris Throwing to the right side of Wellage, wasn't ready for it. Now they go down to Noel, and he is fouled by Mackay.
Up in. Ty Harper's now made it 3 in 6 straight home games. His first field goal gives him 6 points, and the Penguins now trail by 7. Noel on the drive, down the lane, missed the runner.
Them all night long. Here's Dickerson, he's one of the 3. It's off the mark though, and the rebound comes down to Norris. Take a look at the starting lineup for Wright State, also presented by KeyBank tonight. Brandon Noel has been an all-league player for the past couple of seasons. They get it inside to him. The jump hook is no good, and Fulgatis gets his
go. And also Will Moore into the game. Mid-range jumper, no good by Marshall. Like it was Martin. Here's Norris pushing it in transition off to Noel. Noel step fake, goes inside with a left hand headed block by Martin. Deflection goes to Mingo.
That was his left elbow, his non-shooting elbow.
Right. 9-point lead for the Phoenix, their largest of the game. Doumbia going to work on Hall. Out to Noel for 3. Back iron, no. Jeremiah Johnson clears the
top. Ball comes to Miami and the left wing. 3 on the way by Suter is no good. Rebound out to Wright State.
Yeah, Miami worked the ball around. Got a pretty good shot for Pete Suter, just couldn't get it down.
Left corner 3 is up and good.
Even of Austin when he hit 4. Galette now with 12 points. 14th time this year he has scored in double figures, and YSU now trails 63-52. Norris along the near sideline against Harper to the left of the lane. Feeds to Noel, in on Dines, who leans in. Noel threw the ball over the basket, and a foul against YSU.
Win at Youngstown State. Inbounds pass to Noel. Hands it back to Callahan. Hubricks, right corner Holden. Lobs it inside to Doumbia. Doumbia, cross-court pass, Callahan. Callahan, step back, gets his man in the air, feeds it down to Noel. Noel
nice
spinning,
job.
going up, and he can't get it to go. Got the rebound, put it back up, and he's fouled.
That's a nice job by Solomon.
Off to Nelson, gives to Carroll with 10 to shoot. Carroll working on Brandon Noel in the lane, lost the ball, taken away by Noel of Wright State. They lead 53-40. Keep Norris into the forecourt. Norris on Maxey right wing. Fires it to Noel now, right of the lane on Carroll. Noel going to turn into the middle, trying to go up and does. Nice move. And he scored.
Wright State won that game in Dayton last year by 10. It was a pretty close game for the majority of it, but Wright State ran away at the end. And right now, this is anybody's ball game.
Right now, it's Brandon Noel's ball game as he gets it inside.
In a quick trigger. He likes that left arc, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Alex Hubrick's missing, but again, another opportunity here from Keaton Norris.
First half, Ben Tweedy. It's back to a 2-point game now. Solomon Callahan picks up the dribble, gets it to Noel. Got to imagine Wright State wants to run something through Noel in the paint. Here he goes. Got downhill. Recky strips it into the hands of Roy.
Down in low, Mukeba lays it in. Nope, he wouldn't go. And boy, big rebound by Holden.
Well, Alex, Andre actually bothered him a little bit. He got good position in there, but Andre kind of bothered him just a tad, and that was enough to cause him to miss the shot.
Callahan to Noel. Noel drawing some attention. Noel had it knocked away and stolen. Ball loose. Still out front. Naval Arua has it.
It's a really, they have a church, whatever.
Alex Hubricks flips it over to Doumbia. Doumbia down in low. Woods. Unselfish pass, pump fake. Noel goes up and scores. That's a nice offensive.
Just put the referee in a position to make a call, be offensively aggressive, but not out of control. Pratt doing a nice job there. Referee catching him a little bit, though, with the travel.
This is Doumbia. Hubricks. Noel. Nicely done. The thing about Brandon,
to be precise.
Yeah, he's going to have to sit a little bit here.
17 and a half to go. All tied at 39. Noel doubled at the left block, and he threw the ball away, trying to find a receiver.
Keaton Norris, underrated point guard for Wright State. Amari Bay, they need to get this man on track. And there he is. Alex,
like that little strategy out of him there.
Oregon with some minutes off the bench. Lewis on Noel.
I love the fact that he was playing off his pivot game, but he had the advantage. Just needs to use it. That's just him not being on the court very much because of the injuries.
Wright State, no field goals in almost 3 minutes. And Noel's all by himself. Oh, and he missed it. And the ball's knocked out.
Ford blows right by Hubricks and then blocked by Noel.
Yeah, Noel came over from the weak side there. Bryce Ford tried to float it over the top. Big defensive stand there by Wright State.
Wellage, 45% from 3 last year. Noel, one-on-one with Owinga again. Owinga, well, stayed with him.
Here's Dickerson going for it on the alley-oop off the rim into the hands of Wellage. Now it's Noel. Noel taking it to the bucket. Reverse layup. No, but the rebound. Jack Doumbia. He'll go back up. He can't get it to go. He got it again under the bucket. A battle for the loose ball. It goes out of bounds and belongs to
first. Not Lovelace, but Duffy. Both were there. Hubricks on the inbounds. Brandon Noel. Hubricks. Noel tried to force that one down low.
3 guys in black, and of course the ball always ends up in the offensive player's hands. It's just the way it works. Cleveland State got punished for just saving the ball underneath the other team's basket.
They did, and if you give Brandon Noel space, most of the time he's going to score it. Noel that time had it knocked away.
Besky get to the rim too easily, then you give up a rebound. The guy who got the rebound, just all he did was dribble it right out to the corner. Cleveland State with a 10-0 advantage. 11 minutes into this game. Second chance points.
Second chance opportunity. Here in the bucket. And Hubricks, a guy that's a preseason second-team All-Horizon League selection.
That's exactly what you needed if you're Wright State right there. Is come out, knock down a 3, and get a stop. For Cleveland State, you cannot come out of the locker room nonchalantly just with a 14-point lead. The way Wright State can score the basketball, they can get right back in this game in a hurry.
Brandon Noel at the top. He drills a 3.
He's up in the corner in the top left of your screen. Doumbia has it. It's up now to Carter.
Trying to take advantage of Doumbia inside and post up a smaller Dean. But they're just going to continue to run their offense.
Noel, step back, got a look. This is on the 3, rebound by him.
6:27, 19-point lead, the largest of the game for the Raiders. Ball was tipped and loose and stolen by Amari Bay. Was tipped by Wellage. Quickly on the other end, Noel goes up, the layup is good. Another quick look from Keaton Norris. 7:51, Wright State. Well, you talked about Michael and Jack, both the 2 newcomers this year. And you talked to them earlier this year, Jim. They said all they want to do is win.
Yeah.
Brandon Noel's 3 is off the mark. And the rebound pulls down by the Falcons, who have owned.
Tweedy, lob to O'Hara, missed it. They got O'Hara open and wasn't able to finish at the basket. That's about 3 or 4 that Green Bay's missed right near the basket. Callahan working on O'Hara. Gives it up to Wellage. Noel will shoot that. Noel dribbles it out of bounds, goes off.
High 22 points A three from Quach. Little strong. The Raiders look to push. They got down 17-5 early in their game against Oakland. And if you catch the ball in that spot, and you're going to be a significant role for him. Bello, no. Amari Bay pulls it in. And so North redshirted last year. Well, you can see he really utilized that year to develop further. Mulder steals it.
And Montgomery comes back for the bucket for Bradley. And you probably want Noel to at least touch the ball, right? On the offensive
you should, because now look who's guarding him. You're right. They have Atlason on him. He's had his way inside. As you see him run to the post, he needs to get the basketball right now.
He's got it. Atlason, there's Jonovic coming down, but Noel takes it in, and it's too strong. Offensive rebound, Woods. The putback short. Another offensive board, Doumbia.
Now, they didn't score that.
The heel. Ball tipped by Doumbia out to Norris.
That's a foul.
Noel for three. Off the heel. Tipped out by Callahan.
Taking the basketball. It's getting wherever it wants.
I'll see that time Noel deflects the pass. Gets it back, and he puts up the three.
Orozco's first three, or second three of the game. 66-60 Wright State. Hubricks and Amari Bay ready to check in for the Raiders. Norris still with the dribble. 13 on the shot clock.
Got to get organized here. Their spacing's not very good.
Feeds it to Doumbia. Doumbia on the wing. Got the Noel. Step back three. Yo, it rolls in and out. And Robin.
Octopus.
Look at that pass. Oh.
Trying to wrap it over to Plett. Plett didn't think it was coming to him.
Yeah.
And Hubricks ends up with it.
That was a pretty good pass, actually.
Woods underneath Noel. Catch and shoot quickly. Just a.
He gets a screen at the elbow. Back out front. Thomas with three on the shot clock. Misses it. And the rebound. Pryor had it. But there's the quick hands of Norris. Getting it for Wright State. Brings the ball back into the offensive end. Norris had it tipped away. Picks it up on the left sideline. Back over to Woods. Now Hubricks fakes the three. Goes inside. No look pass under to Noel. Noel forces one up. Can't get it to go. There's Logan Woods. His shot. Nobody's fouled.
Yeah.
So Solomon Callahan hit back into the game.
So we mentioned they're a little short-handed on the inside, and again, this is a team that you don't want to be up against in that situation, especially when you get into foul trouble.
Right, stay with the basketball. Dre Carter gives it up to the right side, Hubricks, and now they go to Noel, and he is going to be fouled.
It off now to Reedinger. Reedinger back to Hall. Left open on the rim. It's real good, and the rebound, Amari Bay.
Got an awfully good look there on a flare screen.
He's made 37 threes this season. Jack Doumbia out to Noel. Coach Sargent says he wants to see more aggressiveness and intensity early in the game from his Raiders. Amari Bay nearly lost it. Gives it to Doumbia into the paint. No
nice
look pass underneath to Noel, who lays it in. No look from Doumbia. Wright State with the ball out of the break. Norris is back in. Dre Carter stays on the floor looking for Noel, who's back in also for Wright State, and Hubricks. Alex makes the catch deep on the wing. Lobs it inside to Noel against NATO. Noel with 10 to shoot, takes him inside, goes up with a left hand off the glass, left it short. NATO the rebound. Missed it. Right to Nabil Arua. He doesn't get it. And Doumbia grabs the rebound.
Now the Raiders dodged a bullet there.
Norris with the dribble. Wright State with the ball, leading by one. Hubricks, top of the key, over to Doumbia. Jack into the corner. Noel, his first attempt from three tonight is short. And the rebound on the weak
shirt situation
from Hamilton, true freshman.
Yeah, true freshman is very good jumper. He can
Callahan
really
gets
jump.
it into Hubricks, throws the ball back out to Noel. Noel looking inside. Now he'll take it with a dribble, go inside with a left-hand layup, put it in, score, and a foul.
Yeah, he went.
Norris Out top to Noel. Back into the game. Double team. That will just take it to the bucket. Put it up. Can't get it to go.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of contact inside.
Bricks at the top. Does he know it? 2 seconds to shoot. Fadeaway jumper, Noel. Brandon Noel there for the rebound. Callahan for 3. He got it!
Back out. Now Tweedy backdoor to Recchi. Recchi got the shot blocked by Noel trying to get the dunk.
What a recovery by Noel to come over and block that. Recchi was going for the jam, thought he had it clear, and Noah came out of nowhere. Noel
think he should have been a first teamer in the NHL, and it was debatable. Those are his numbers for tonight. 13 on the evening. He averages 19 inches.
Yeah, you look at those stats. It certainly looks like the stats of a first teamer all conference. He's tough. He's a rugged player, good inside player.
I think the fact that Wright State's record wasn't as it typically is this year might have hurt him.
That's right.
Here's Ubricks. Boy, Plutt was on him and wouldn't let him shoot.
He just barreled into Josh Amajaffa there.
And got away with it. Noel scored.
Noel there.
Callahan off to Noel. Doumbia with a catch. Back to Noel. Pass intended for Callahan is thrown away. And a steal by Doumbia. Gets it back in the corner. Doumbia. Hubricks. Noel. But he's fouled. It's Taylor. Deep on the wing. Duskin. Elbow jump shot. Silahusky is too strong, and the rebound, Noel.
I don't know whether the Air Force is patient or Wright State's playing great defense. I think it's a combination of both.
Here's Noel, hands it off to Norris. Norris, cross court, right wing, Logan Woods. Noel fakes the 3. Taking Mills inside. We have contact and an offensive foul called on Brand.
He did push off, and he got away with it.
Got some separation. He's got 15. 72-54 Raiders. Jaguars looking to trap when they can. Norris now wants them to spread the floor. Hubricks makes the catch on the left wing. Looking inside for Amari Bay. Now takes it with a dribble. He'll feed Noel. Brandon Noel goes around the defense and lays it in.
Wow. He just had a...
What a bucket when you needed it most. You got to stay on the offensive glass, and not many guys can get up like Keena Tijere just did.
So Wright State looking to kill some clock here. Up by 3. Norris. He'll get it to Noel, who's double teamed. He almost shot it backwards. No good, and it's a jump ball. And
we're in a conference in the East and had success. In fact, they went to the NCAA tournament the year before they got into the Horizon League.
Noel between a triple team. Can't get it to fall, but tipped out by Holden. Another chance for the Raiders. Floater by Logan Woods is off the back iron. He gets it back, goes up, and he's fouled.
Yeah.
Zelenskis into the paint, forces it up, left it short, rebound Doumbia.
That's good defense. I mean, that's really good defense by Wright State off that.
Raiders up by 5 with under 12 to play in regulation. The Jags staying with their zone. Raiders 12 for 24 outside the arc. They break it, and another dunk on the lead pass.
A game high 10, Vikings up by 10. A minute 52 to go before halftime. Woods against Stavesky. Goes to the right side, finds Noel on the left wing. Noel against Stavesky. He wants to drive. Dibba comes over, helps, knocks it away. Great steal by Dibba.
70-68. It's a 2-point lead. Northern Kentucky has had a hard time getting over this hump, and it's all because of this Wright State offense. Can they answer again? Here's Noel through the lane, and he will go to the
Frenchman on the perimeter.
Philip Byreal missing badly on the 3 there. Doumbia on the rebound on the break. Noel, good look for 3. Wide open, knocks it down.
It's much closer than what the final score is going to indicate with a minute 30 left. Vikings by 19.
The floodgates have burst wide open.
Noel in the lane. Noel scores.
Still rebounded by Amari Bay. There's Wellich with it. Noel working on a Tijere. Will kick it out to Wellich. Noel spins into a triple team, and a whistle is called.
Inbounds pass on the corner. Callahan lobs it into Noel. Noel backing in, skips it to the corner to Woods. Woods dribbling in on Goretzka. Looking for Doumbia.
Nice pass.
Doumbia back out to Logan Woods. Right side underneath. Noel goes for the dunk, and he's fouled.
into this game. He's 2 for 15 on three-point shots, and he's a good three-point. He's one of the Wright State's best three-point shooters. He just hasn't gotten off to a good start yet.
Keaton Norris, middle of the floor. Woods down low. It goes to Noel. Reverse layup is good. The pass.
Tigers have it. Back to Hickey. Nice crossover move, but trying to do a little bit too much, and it got taken away by Noel.
Whether Coach Henderson wants to or not, he's going to have to go to his bench because these guys are exerting a lot of energy.
Yeah.
The foul.
There, he just shot it a little bit too hard. He used the backboard, which is the right thing to do in there, but he just shot it a tad too hard.
Brandon Noel with a shot flick. Takes Stillwell down on the lane line. Still working with the dribble. Turnaround jump hook, and the paint is good. We're tied.
Ahead of the backward. 1-2, 2-1.
Fulgenis, by the way, has 5 points now. Here's Noel taking off. Laying it up and scoring. Counted and a foul.
5 of 7. And a really impressive performance. 17 points, 8 rebounds. The 6'1 sophomore from Pontiac.
Been off to a great start this year. Scoring the basketball, facilitating the basketball. Oh, left the wrong guy.
No call, and it comes up to Mingo. Mingo goes inside, blocked by Doumbia. Doumbia will come back with it. Doumbia slowing it down. Raiders are going to reset. Boy, action back to back. Doumbia showing some athleticism. Raiders are up by 6. Now Noel with it with 5:45 to play. Noel against Anachili Killen, bouncing in against the big guy. Up and under move with the right hand, rolls around and in.
Yeah, that's the first time they've got the ball into Brandon.
Noel one-on-one with a Winga again. Winga, well, stayed with him.
Today, compared to what you could do
It's
when
2
I
team
was,
fouls
when I was
on Air
coaching,
Force.
it's totally different.
Hubrick's left corner feeds it for Noel. Nice pass. Layup is short. It was contested in the rebound.
And coming in, as we talked about, Hamat Jonovic, and we'll see what that does defensively now for the Braves. They lead it by a point and a little bit of pressure, and the Raiders break it.
You know, in back-to-back games like this, we also want to be conscious of the bench points. You know, who steps up from the bench for both of these teams? Their first 5 for both groups are solid. Not a lot of production yesterday from their bench. Let's see if they can continue to do so.
Noel, and he gets by Jonovic, and he takes it in, so not much different.
Weapons on this Kentucky team in terms of talent and play calls.
Cats scoring 100 tonight for the first time since their regular season finale against Arkansas last year. They put 111 on the Hogs. 1 of 6 with 4.
Yeah, I got in a situation where he could score inside. That was just a good job.
55-36 Wright State. Noel left alone, goes for the slam. He's fouled.
I don't know.
Fouled by Walker.
Yeah, you got to cut to the basket like Cam Woods did.
6 to shoot in the possession. Omajafo's 3 from deep in the corner is long, and Wright State comes away with a rebound. There's Noel in the right corner.
Got to help on Noel.
The up fake, and
that is Hubrick's taking it coast to coast and putting it up, missing, but followed.
The vision with which Cleveland State has been playing is directly attributed to how well he's been playing lately.
2-2
Big
game.
point guard. Point forward is what we call a guy like that.
Here's Noel down the lane. Got by Robinson to the basket. Put it up, Noel. Rebound is taken by Amari Bay. Then the ball is deflected out of bounds off the Vikings.
And the lead balloons to 22. That's more like it for Max.
Yeah, for sure. He's probably really glad to see that one go, especially when he started 0 for 4. So.
And 1.
And 2 good free throws.
Colonial's bench guys that came in, Plett, Miller, and Prather did a great job, Chris. They actually built the lead up here while they were in the game, so now the starters are back in for the Colonials.
Well, it's just cut the deficit in.
Great defensive play made by Noel. Went up and knocked that ball away. Noel gets it back, catches, fires, three. This one's off the front rim.
I mean, good chance to box out and didn't do it. And that's 3 shots, 3 offensive rebounds there, and resulted in a 3-point basket.
2-point lead for the Colonials on that 3 by Woods. Noel, step back, free throw line jumper. It's off. And it was last touched by Robert. All alone, Kearney gets around Norris, and he lays it in.
Well, Kearney faked like he was going to go all the way to the other side and then just came right back. And there's
inside,
a nice
all
pass.
alone is Noel on a pass from Hubricks. Norris trying to break down the defense. Off to Logan Woods. His 3-point shot off the iron, but he follows it up. Gets the rebound. Now to Noel in the paint. Back out to Hubricks. To Norris. Norris going to reset the offense. Takes Nato inside. Noel will launch a 3-pointer and get it.
John Kaufman has called Trey a Fort Wayne 4, which is to say, in some lineups elsewhere, he could be like a shooting guard. But for Fort Wayne, which usually goes with a small ball look, Lewis, at times, is asked to guard bigger guys.
And
like right now.
Yeah. Especially when you got a couple guards in foul trouble, too.
Now, Elise comes over to help in a foul.
Him with 7 boards and 4 assists.
And they've got to make Wright State play inside the 3-point line. They're 5 for 18 from 2. Got to make them play inside the 3. Good ball pressure.
Noel has it, picks up his dribble, finds the trailer, and scoring it off the window.
Today is Alex Hubricks. He's got a bad back, and he's 10 points away from 1,000 for his career, but he did not make the trip from what we understand. Take a look at the keys to the game this afternoon, Jimmy.
For Wright State, they need to be.
Stevenson for his first 2, 14-10 Vikings.
Such an unselfish team. Debrick could have taken that mid-range jump shot, but he knew his teammate had a better one.
Noel misses the 3 from out top. Debrick the
3, got another one. He's got 2 now. It's 26-22. Raiders lead shrinks to 4 with 8:48 to play in the first.
Yeah, the Raiders are not closing out on 3-point shots. And that's what's keeping Ohio Christian in contact is 3-point shots.
Is going inside, leans in off the glass, missed the shot, but there's Michael to put it up. He can't get the follow. The second attempt no good, and he's fouled again.
Reacting.
31-27, Wright State.
That's their 5th 3-point shot. They're 5 for 10. It's what's keeping them in the game.
Knowles gets it inside. Nice turnaround move on Mount Texas with a bucket.
He's having a good game. I mean, he hasn't hit a 3, but that's his first basket, I guess.
Here's Wellage to Hubricks, feeds it into the post. Amari Bay throws it on the wing to Wellage. Can't split the defense. 13 on the shot clock. Here's Callahan back out to Wellage. At the elbow,
nice
Amari pass into Noel. He can't get it to fall.
Keaton Norris out front. Finds Noel. Couldn't get it to go. The tap won't go for Imarabe.
After he blocked the shot, the Colonial Crazies, man, did they respond to it? Yeah, great shot.
Really is. What are they doing? Joe Lunardi projecting 13 teams maybe to get in?
Yeah, they would just put the whole conference in.
Yeah, put the whole conference in. Everybody else is fend for themselves.
Incredible. Out of the timeout, Keaton Norris underneath to Hubricks and right to Brandon Noel for the dunk.
6 to go in the first half. 43-37 Norse. Callahan still with a dribble out front, being pressured by Pettis. Throws it down in low, tipped away by a Tishere, but picked up by Amari Bay. Amari Bay leaves it for Hubricks in the corner. Hubricks on the wing. Lobs it underneath for Noel. Makes the catch. Pump fake goes up and scores.
I don't know how that passed.
Gives YSU a 5-3 lead.
Communication breakdown defensively by Wright State there.
Logan Woods out front on Maxey now. 15 to shoot, and the ball given to Holden right wing. Deals to Norris near sideline. Norris on Harper, trying to shake loose. They switch, put Carroll on it. Ball goes to Woods, down low to Noel. Tough catch along the baseline. Noel left of the lane, out to Keaton Norris. Right wing, long 3, got it. Keaton Norris
Let's see if once the ball get across half court, Wright State called a timeout here. This is a critical possession in the game. It's a 5-point game, 2-possession game.
Wright State with 2 timeouts remaining. Bradley with 1. Possession arrow favors Wright State if we get a jump.
Looking for the side ball screen here. They're going to force you to switch. Looking for a 3 here by Noel to clear out the side. Yeah, he's looking for the 3.
Walker goes inside. Floater with the right hand is missed. Rebound tipped around. Grabbed by Logan Woods. Was tipped by Doumbia. Down low, Noel. Spinning. Goes up with the right hand and lays it in. Noel out with 6.
Milwaukee back in the middle 70s. His dad was coach there for 5 years. And Doug is following in his dad's footsteps.
Brandon Noel strong to the bucket. Draws contact. Could not get the ball to go through. Air gets inside and around Logan Woods in an early 4-0 Marauder advantage. We played it almost 1 minute here at the Nutter Center. Alex Ubricks. It's a screen from Noel. Right elbow. Now double teamed. He finds Amaribe. Skip pass over to Noel. Noel with it. He'll try a triple and he'll leave it short. And the rebound grabbed by. You have to go back to the 15th of December when they've had more than they had just until that one. Here's Noel. He'll try to answer. He rattles it down.
Lovejoy and Jeter both in double figures along with Nadu. Norris underneath and Noel slips it in.
At 2 in the loss to Robert Morris. Back come the Raiders. Welledge with it. Oh, he had Amaribe, but he didn't see him in time. Now it's Noel over to Callahan. Under 12 minutes to play in the first half. 17-15 Panthers. Noel will try to three-pointer. He'll miss it short. Battle for the rebound. It's loose on the floor and picked up by Duffy.
Now Noel working against Hall. Spin move. Noel fade away. Short. Ryan Wade went high for the board. Couldn't corral it. Now Noel gets it poked away from behind by Mark.
Simon to match up with Darius Hannah, who's not a great three-point shooter. He's efficient. But when you're guarding Atkinson, he is a shooter.
Inside Noel. And there it is. His first bucket.
That's going to be the case no matter what here today because they're without Okoro. Little back injury for him. Callum Bay hasn't played much today so far.
4-point lead for Wright State. They've got the basketball. Noel for 3. Leave him open, and he
gets it to Hubrick with 5 to shoot. Welledge sets up, fires, rattles out. Rebound, Noel underneath. One hard dribble. He'll put it up and foul.
Lead for Bradley, 53-47. The foul was on Corey Thomas before the timeout for Bradley, his first. So Wright State possession here.
Yeah, created a turnover there, and now Bradley is back in their 2-3 zone, which is really effective because of the length.
Oh, nice speed inside for Noel.
Shooter has a complete game. Again, Wright State, their inability to get the ball under control in transition, a big concern.
This is a Wright State team that had a handful of votes to win the Horizon League. They finished 18 of 14 last season. Scored 87 points a game, 4th in the country. A little pushing and shoving inside, and Noel tried to lean into that one, and they continue to.
Wright State needs a basket in the worst way.
Norris to Welledge, lobs it inside. Noel makes the catch, up and under, reverse layup is good. Brandon Noel, the mention, has won 4 straight games, 2-0 in the league. Here's Gillette for 3, off the rim, in the corner, it's retrieved by Keaton Norris.
Yeah, Gillette's hit 15 of them out there. He's 15 for 46, 33%.
Keaton Norris at the top of the key. He finds Noel. That one's going to be off the mark. And the rebound easy to Youngstown. Game. Short pass over to Mills. Out front, Chilahusky from 3. Off the mark. Rebound Noel.
Well, he was open. Not sure he should have shot it, but he was open.
He's got 9 to lead the Falcons. Does Chilahusky. Noel will try one. He's wide open. He knocks it down. He wasn't.
Line. Hands off. Reese Robinson spins in the lane. Going to the rack with some pressure. Threw it up. Grimm. No. Rebounds collected by Amari Bay. Logan Woods, long ball ahead. Noel got behind the defense. The reverse layup is good. Noel kind of.
Against Ubricks. Can't get the shot off. Gundurzik lets it fly. Too strong. Noel the rebound. Gives it up to Norris. Noel now has 6 boards unofficially in the first half to go along with those 9 points. Noel has it. Catch, shoot, 3. Oh, it's short. And the rebound Johnson.
And the Youngstown 7. So both teams are in the bonus.
Possession arrow belongs to the Penguins. High post, Noel. Noel off the dribble, goes inside. His layup is good. Whoa. Hubricks pushing it to the other end. Hubricks goes inside, lean in, block. Underneath Noel. He'll put it back up and in. And Wright State has retaken.
Actually, you get 16 teams and no divisions. That means you've got the elite and you've got a couple at the bottom, but everybody else is just scratching and clawing to try and move up and down the rankings. Nice reverse for Noel.
He's got 9 points plus 4 assists and 3 rebounds. Despite all the foul issues, it feels like Wright State has one more run in now.
He led by 15 at the half.
And Green Bay's going to pick up here a little full court. They did this a couple times in the first half. Not a serious press, just a bothersome type press. See if they can't delay him a little bit.
Sullivan Callahan off the Noel.
There's
underneath it goes
pass.
to Logan Woods, and he lays it in.
That's what I like.
Under 2 to play. This has been a really good one here. Second of 5 Horizon League games in action today. What a pass in the finish by Noel.
He scored again. He got a dunk yesterday doing the same thing. You got to know that's in the scouting report. Darius Hannah likes to fake the dribble handoff. He's really good at reading that. Teams want to switch that. You don't jump below him on the switch. You're getting dumped on, or your teammates get dumped on.
He's got 6 tonight. You saw the note. 16.7 rebounds yesterday. 5 to shoot. Back into Noel. Working on Hannah. Now 3 on the clock. And they're not going to get a shot off. And it's over and back anyhow.
Finish it, win it and out. Here's Logan Woods. Brandon Noel. Oh, what a move by Noel.
Wright State rebound. Quickly come ahead, Vikings back. Though Staveski against Hubrick's front court. One-handed pass, sideline right, Doumbia against Smith. Give a little space. Doumbia wants to drive, however. Dribbles to his left, can't. Bounce pass down low, it goes. Now to Noel. Throws it right to Staveski.
Grabs another rebound, and his athleticism and what he's done. Tim Uribe, what they've done defending on the glass and shot blocking is only added. This team is.
And a great steal that time for his Plett. And his eyes lit up when he saw he had a breakaway.
The crowd's collective eyes also lit up, and now a big block.
Keaton Norris, Raiders point guard, brings it across the timeline. High post pass goes to Noel. One dribble. He tried to go to Norris, threw it away.
What did you just say about their shooting the 3?
45% during the 6-game winning streak. There's a steal. It's loose on the floor. Picking the ball up, still on the battle for it. Got Norris, gets it back to Logan Woods. Noel, three-point shot. Rims in and out. Dickerson the rebound.
Line right. Woods finds Noel wide open. 3 is off the mark, and the rebound knocked down.
Robinson is a Wildcat. Noel trying to direct traffic. Wright State has taken a right hook right off the bat tonight. Here's Noel working at Carr. Got length in front of him, backs him down with 2 on the shot clock. He rolls off. Chance to push for Robinson. I guess it is a new era in college basketball, but isn't it a little bit weird that none of these guys played together last year? You know, I know they've been practicing throughout the course of the summer, but first real game
on their first possession, and they've scored on 7 straight possessions, and that's got them this 12-point lead.
King Carter, a freshman out of Fishers, Indiana, has 7 points. Where was that pass headed to? Wright State with the ball with 9:42 to play in regulation.
Yeah, you better get out there and guard Keaton. He just buried one from about 35 feet.
Doumbia on the wing. Going around Dilling between 2 defenders. Into the corner, Callahan. Callahan
nice
finds Noel. One hard bounce, goes up and scores and is fouled.
That's a great pass.
Both teams look a little out of sync here so far today. Maybe it's that early start.
Step back, Miller, no from Trey Land. And the rebound off the floor comes to Logan Woods of Wright State. Another deep 3 for Keaton Norris.
Raiders, the lead 11 with 8:50 to play in the first. Logan Woods with it. Short pass, lob to Noel. Noel, double teamed, puts it up from short range. It's too short off the front of the rim, and the way he had Hubricks wide open. Callahan takes it in, his layup, missed it. Rebound, Noel go good, and the Raiders Pullian knocking it down. 35% shooter, he's their best from three, and he ties the game at 21. 7.5 minutes to play in the first half. 4 for 6 from three are the Panthers. Out front to Noel. Noel dribble, looking back door. He'll step back. He'll try a three. He'll rim it in and out. Rebound, Norris. Norris will try the same spot. He sees if he can get it, and he does.
Knocks another one down for Miami.
Yeah, Skaljak, no matter where he gets the ball, is always ready to shoot. You can see that left leg is cocked, ready to go.
Noel with a deep three off the mark, and Ipsaro rebounds for Miami.
His own rebound does not count. And a foul on Detroit Mercy.
Back out front, Norris. Hubricks, front three. Off the front of the rim, no good. Noel strong with the rebound. Can't get the putback. No good again. And this time, Dilling.
Wright State. Brandon Noel inside. Misses the bunny. Gets the ball and puts it right back up and in.
I mean, they were moving better there than they did most of the first half in terms of. Oh, nice pass.
To Noel. Quick look from Mike.
Out top with the basketball and driving. And having the shot blocked for Miami.
That was Skaljak.
Yeah. To the left side, Norris feeding underneath, and there is Noel again.
We're exactly 2 minutes to play in regulation. 62-46 Raiders. Noel off to Norris. Swings it to Hubricks left corner. Hubricks back out front to Norris. Amari Bay back to Norris. Norris under the bucket. Had the ball tipped away. It's loose. Picked up by Doumbia. 4 to shoot. Noel doesn't realize it. Doumbia will let it go with 1 on the shot clock and knocks it down.
Holden got his hand on it, tipped it right to him.
47-43 Colonials. 13:40 to play, second half. Peyton Norris in trouble on the wing. He finds Welledge. Boy, Robert Morris making it really tough defensively. Goes up, under, and scores.
But that's
He's incredibly athletic, plays with a ton of competitive fire, and the way he shoots it up.
He doesn't shoot the ball very much. He's pretty much got to be open to get his shot off.
And missed the free throw, but Amari Bay, the offensive rebound. Norris thought about driving to the bucket. No look pass over to Noel. Noel working against Martin, backing in with 12 to shoot. Noel still with the dribble. Fade away, had it knocked away, and it's loose, and it's picked up by Hubricks and stolen by Marshall.
Down if they want to keep YSU from the free throw line late.
Knocked away by Robinson, and then
Chase Robinson inbounds. Stavesky, quick trigger, 3-ball, sideline left, air ball. Grabbed by Wright State, though, so they'll maintain possession. Throw it at Hubricks. Hubricks on the right wing, a spin to the baseline. Wanted to step back three, couldn't get it off. Out Noel, wide open three. He got it. Brandon Noel.
Last 6 games, they're averaging 45% from three. Here's Dawson again. Misses that shot. Actually, that was the point guard, Mingo, and the Raiders come up with a loose ball. Flip out to Noel. He'll try it again out front. That one's too strong. Easy rebound for Spear.
Well, that's
and it's Robinson, no good, and it ends up in the hands of Hubricks, and here come the Raiders. There's the lob to Noel. That is not a great
on it. We mentioned this team can shoot their threes. The Jags ranked 22nd nationally in threes made per game, just a little over 10.
Yeah, they average 10 a game. That's what I was going to say.
Norris lost the ball, and Noel rather loses it in.
Stop the dribble drive, win the one-on-one battles on the ball, allows you to stay home on the shooters on the wings and pound the paint. Toledo had over 50 points offensively in the paint in that win against Marshall. Continue to establish that outside attack.
At Toledo, a 10-point loss to Troy in the MAC Sun Belt Challenge, followed by a 10-point win down in Huntington, West Virginia. Shot clock at 5. There's the handoff to Brandon Noel, and
he's glad. I think he made that one there, John, because probably not the shot that Coach Kaufman wanted on the possession, but it worked out for him.
Mulder guarding Noel.
Now it's Johnson, the freshman. Jeter will fire a three, and too strong, and the rebound, Noel. Detroit Mercy only attempts 16 threes per game on average this season. They are now 0 for 5 and 0 from 2 from the three-point line. Brandon Noel off the dribble, takes his man inside, leans in with the right hand and lays it in. Noel with
the big bucket for Wright State, going to break the ice.
Well, the free throws missed, but Wright State gets the offensive rebound, and here comes Noel on Lawrenson off the side of the backboard. Good defense. But
you've played a lot of games. People have played a lot of minutes. It's just what you sign up for.
Mulder a deflection, but it goes to Noel. Noel lines it up. Can't knock it down. Had not.
It's back to a 5-point Wright State advantage. Here's Noel with it. And he gets past Dilling and lays it in.
Team back to Levy. He's left wide open for a three-point shot. And it's short. Rebound Hubricks. He doesn't have numbers. He slows it down, gives it to Woods. Woods launches it back out front.
That nice
down
pass.
and low to Noel. And finally a foul call. Woods, Emaribe, Penrod, Faulkner, Schmelzer, Brewer, and Rammel, the 5 for the Ohio Christian Trailblazers. Here's Woods with it, leading the Raiders in scoring, gives it up to Emaribe. Now Norris with it on the left wing. Back out front, Emaribe. Not a threat from 3. Over to Hubricks. Nice pass inside to Noel. The reverse layup is good.
Stillwell now with 9. Came in number 1 in rebounding in the Horizon League at 10.8 per game, 6th nationally. There again is that pressure in the backcourt. Forces a little zigzag action by the Raiders to get it across. Hubricks. Brandon Noel for 3. Boy, that is his spot.
Out top against Doumbia. Gets the ball back off of his screen, goes right to the basket, and Doumbia blocks it from behind. Ahead with the basketball. That is Hubricks. Lobbing it underneath, and the lay. Suter taking it all the way to the basket. Puts it up, no good. Lots of contact, no foul call.
Yeah, it's getting really physical out there at both ends, and right now they have swallowed the whistles.
Underneath.
Effective part on the other end and feed him inside.
What can you do with help defense here if he's going to get by the big guys? We're talking about Noel here for Wright State.
Well, the danger of it is as he steps up and knocks down his 3. It's a tough coverage. I mean,
Can't convert the free throw, but Emaribe gets it out to Willich for 3. It's off the front of the iron, and the rebound by Doumbia.
Got right behind you if you can find him. Yeah, he misses him.
Throws it back out front to Hubricks. 15 on the shot clock. Hubricks feeds it inside to Noel. Noel goes in and scores.
Well, now, see, that's what was missing in
on the right wing.
The big dude, too.
10-point lead for the Vikings. Noel against Smith. To the block, leans in, put it up. Blocked by Debrick, who came over on.
Approach 3 minutes left to play here in the second half. Jack Doumbia has been quiet scoring today. Only 1 point. Into Emaribe, and he scores. That's
by Emaribe.
And he misses the free throw, but Noel keeps the rebound alive. There's Keaton Norris, back to Noel. Noel finds the lane open and goes in and hits, and he's...
4 freshmen on this roster. They have a balanced group. From graduate student all the way down to young freshman. Jack staying in this zone defense that we've seen the entirety of this one. And inside operating Brandon Noel. Surprising miss there for him.
Surprising, no, yeah. But again, he gets easy, understands.
17-15. Noel just inside the arc. Hits again.
Last season after so many successful years. Right now trying to keep the tradition going. And trying to find a win here in Pittsburgh this afternoon. The folks from Dayton, Ohio. 11 minutes left in the contest.
Yeah, Clint has done a pretty good job here in the second half on defense.
Long shot. Wellage got it.
Not there.
Johnson off to Lovejoy. Lovejoy, floater with a right hand off the back of the iron. Ball tipped out front to Hubricks. Hubricks brings it back for Wright State, leading by 15. We played 2 minutes in the second half. Hubricks against Durzik out front. Noel. Noel dribble drive inside, goes up with the right hand, score it, and a foul.
Brandon Noel. Michael Maribe out there as well. Logan Woods has the basketball. And away we go. Golden Grizzlies lead it by 3. Catch, fire, three, filled up, and Hubrick.
Played big minutes tonight. Not just played big minutes, but contributed at a high level between Drake Carter and Amaribe. It's been fun watching those two tonight play at a high level.
Norris, two-hand pass over to Noel. Holden, back to Doumbia. 15 on the shot clock. Noel with it, takes it down the baseline. Shovels it into the corner. Wide open is Logan Woods for three.
Time they did.
Zelenskus 1 of 4 in the first half. Drives in on his defender, misses the shot. Rebound comes down to Wright State. Diagonal pass to Callahan, feeds it back to Hubricks. Back to Callahan. Callahan down the baseline. Cut off by a double team. Out to Hubricks. Over to Noel. He puts it in, stuffs it with two hands. He's got 4.
That injury didn't start tonight, came off the bench in just a few minutes, picked up 2 fouls. That's incredibly important when you're playing against someone like Brandon Noel on the other side. You're going to need your depth at your front line.
Duffy is in for Fields in the Milwaukee lineup. Wright State on the attack. This is Callahan. Norris back in the game, picked up by Folks. Nice look to Brandon Noel. And he
off the Viking bench. 53-40. Good defense by Hubricks. Couldn't do anything else. Noel trying to answer. 3-ball. Swish from the right.
For the Phoenix, Ben Tweedy, who's had a good couple of games, finds Preston Reedinger, wing 3. Wide of the mark, no good. Callahan grabs the rebound for the Raiders. Raiders not afraid to push the pace a little bit. This is Noel working against Hall. That's just a good move from Brandon Noel.
Nice. Cross-court pass. Woods right down the heart of the lane. Puts it up too hard. Woods, or check that, Noel with the tap. Doesn't.
Back inside for Reynolds. Spins on Noel. Came up short. Rebounded by Hubrick. South Florida wanted the foul.
Yeah, I think everybody in the gym stopped for a second. They expected the foul to come, but both teams playing right through the bigs again.
Noel mismatch. He's fouled. That's Reed.
They have come locked in, and no, this is a huge opportunity for their program.
Noel the 3. Long rebound to Norris. Hubrick
now is 13 with under 11 minutes to play, second half.
A lot of time left, still within striking distance. Wright State cannot take their foot off the gas.
Hubrick's nice cut, good look from Noel, got the
points all from the three-point line, and it's Bradley by 5, tying their largest lead of the night.
That's his second 3 of the half, and both times he's punished a mistake. The first 3 came with them not matching up with him in transition. That time, 2 guys went away with the cutter and left him wide open.
And that floater off the high glass.
Andre Lawrence into the game also for Toledo. Senior started on opening night, but Jalen Owinga has taken that starting spot from him. Here's Noel. It's that battle of the Bulls that we talked about, and hits it over Simmons.
Deflected.
So the Raiders take over as we approach a minute left in the half. Keaton Norris throws to an open Doumbia. Moves to the top of the lane, finds Noel alone. Left wing 3, good. Brandon Noel's second.
You're vulnerable because you're exposing the ball.
Andrew Welledge into the game. Now it's Holden with it. Hands it off to Welledge. Welledge, Noel, looks inside. Noel dribble drive, takes it into the basket. His right-hand layup attempt is blocked. 5 Colonials. We approach 13 minutes left to play in the game. Doumbia, cross-court pass, Norris. Now it's Welledge. Back out to Noel. Noel finds Doumbia. Swing it to Norris on the right sideline. Norris trying to get around Miller. Down the baseline, short corner. Throws the ball over to Noel. Noel will take it down the baseline. He tries to dunk, but blocked by Dickerson and saved by Miller.
For them really to only be down 11 the way Cleveland State has started this game offensively, this margin could be a lot more right now with how the Vikings have scored the basketball.
Sure could be. Keaton Norris finding Andrew Welledge. Callahan down low, Noel.
And then they made the one more pass.
And there's a steal on the full court pressure. Noel takes it, lobs it ahead. Chase Robinson steals it back.
Over and leading to the easy bucket.
They stuck with him. He attacked the basket until the defender committed.
Noel, double clutch 3. Rebounded by Brown.
There's a 5-man up top. A lot of trigger action. This offense runs through the 5-man for Kentucky.
Wright State. Brandon Noel inside, misses the bunny, gets the ball and puts it right back up and in.
They just moved, and that's an offensive foul. You got to be stationary.
Inbounds pass, pressure on the backcourt, man-to-man pressure. They get it to Norris. Marshall backs off, stays in their man-to-man defense. Norris flips it over to Noel. Noel trying to get it to Carter. Too many.
Bang.
A three.
Bang. Talk about a big shot again. DJ Smith. Just when Wright State's coming back a little bit.
Noel just shot an air ball tray.
They just ran. They've got a lot of points, and they only have 4 turnovers.
Pete Norvis gives it up to Woods. Dumbia. Back to Norris. High post to Noel. Noel with 15 on the shot clock. He threw it away. Tried to.
And Cam Kraft. Yeah, that's what he does. He will spot up from anywhere from right on the line to 4 feet behind it and be able to knock it down. He was hit 4 of those in the game at App State.
Norris out near the timeline, just out holding out his hand, asking his guys what he's doing. Hands it off. This is Noel for the triple. That is too strong, and Wolford taps the rebound to him.
Chase Robinson for 3. That's short. Rebounded Noel. Shot clock is off. Taken away by Robinson.
It's off the clock. If it goes in, it's a great shot. Right? That's the way it goes sometimes. Now it's literally got to sit down and guard defensively.
Noel gets touched by Simmons.
For the layup is Faulkner.
He came off of a weak side screen and has a great pass because he had to get it there right away because he was being defended. That's just a great pass.
Brandon Noel taking it inside aggressively. Lost the dribble, but he was fouled. At the other end, there's Brewer to stick it back up and in.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, the Raiders almost came up with that's good hustle by Ohio Christian to get that to go.
Hubricks leaves it off to Noel. Noel off the dribble on Schmelzer. Takes it in, scores, and he's fouled.
8 tonight. Colonials with 15 minutes left in the game lead 53-38. Inside, they turn it over. Woods up to Noel. Over to the right side to Murray Bay with a big dunk.
There's Chase Robinson. Missing the 3 there. Noel went for the board, and he's fouled by Smith from behind.
DQ Cole with it in the post, turns left hand, spins around and out. Boy, Baru very nearly stole that pass, but here come the Raiders on the other side. Hubricks drops it off. Noel reverse layup, won't go. Rebound tipped out, and Jones comes away with it again.
Away behind Carr. Mid-range jumper off the mark. A 5 for 6 start from the floor for Kentucky.
A big question for Wright State. How long does it take for them to settle into this game?
3 is off the mark. They're really struggling offensively.
I'm sure Doug Gottlieb is wondering the same. Yeah, and I think he knows who he wants to take charge. We'll see what happens.
Wright State coming out of the timeout. Going to get down to Wellage on the baseline. Entry down into Noel.
.12 at the halftime break. Inbounds comes to Woods, who's back in there. A work ahead against Jay Sean Stevenson, who's also a pretty good defender. Woods in the front court. Woods prefers to dribble left-handed, shoots from distance right-handed. On the left wing, switch to Smith, bounce it down low, Dumbia. Dumbia dribbles in, throws it out top, Noel. Goes sideline right, wide open, Callahan, 3-ball, got it.
Wright State.
You know, I'm surprised Northern Kentucky didn't get him because he's from right down there across the river from Ohio and elected to go to Youngstown State.
Ray Carter gets it inside on the left block. Noel against Dines, the 7 3-footer. Inside Noel goes up around him, could not get it off the glass.
When you know Sam Vincent's going downhill, he's probably putting it on the rim, and that's what he did, and Tejoy was there to scoop it up.
Northern Kentucky has shaved the deficit to 4. See if Wright State has an answer. Here's Noel stepping out, getting a Tejoy away from the basket before he drives into the elbow. No good. A Tejoy grabs the board.
Noel right lane line extended, takes his man inside Thomas. Fadeaway in the paint, off the back of the iron. There's a tough rebound by Logan Woods, but he couldn't get it to go. Amaribe has it. He gets it back to Noel. Noel will take it inside and have it fouled.
Good job by
low. It goes to Walker. Or Kearney, I should say. Turnaround jump hook as the shot clock expires. Misses it. Rebound, Norris.
Well, he posted up Keaton Norris, and he had a definite advantage there.
Dumbia gets the ball back out to Norris. Now Noel into the corner. Logan Woods. Amari Bay.
Nice
pass over to Noel, who stuffs it.
That's a great pass from Amari.
It scores. Tough move with that left hand off the glass. Lovejoy now with 9. Noel. Screen. 3. Short. Rebound. Lovejoy.
Shot. Good defense by Wright State.
They've been getting Detroit Mercy consistently inside 10 seconds on the shot clock. It's forced them to shoot tougher shots than they'd like.
Noel lost the handle. Taken away by Nadeau.
State, I stay with that here over the last 5 minutes. Wright State has just not been able to stop it this entire game.
Well, and you said it earlier, Dylan Arnett dominated in the first half, 16 points, 8 of 8 from the field. Cleveland State kind of got away from it, and now going back to him in the later minutes. Noel passing out of the double. Callahan for 3.
5 of 9 at the stripe this evening.
Here they go right away. Dubia. Too easy there.
For the cross. Cross. Pull up jump shot. Short range. Missed it. Rebound loose. Fall and picked up by Noel. Noel pushing the ball down the floor. Noel taking the ball inside. Goes up off the glass and scores.
This is per game average 17 to lead all scores. That one dropped to the feet, nearly stolen away, but picked up. Doumbia delivers the pass right there, and Noel.
These clubs just getting to gel early on in the season.
Lewis up quickly with that shot. That's Toledo's first miss from the floor. They want to play inside-out basketball. That's a
scored 120 points in a game since 1991. Would have been a shot clock violation as it is. Play on here for the Raiders. Noel in rhythm. Short.
Just took his time, got down where he could get real deep, and then made the little shot.
Fulks in the paint, lost the dribble. It's stolen by Woods. Back come the Raiders. We're tied at 5, 17:40 to play. 3-point shot. Noel, it's off the front of the rim, and got it to go. Tough shot.
Yeah, that's good defense. He slipped across. He came from the weak side and slipped in front of Brandon, which wasn't very good defense. But once he caught it, Brandon regrouped and.
Noel will launch the 3, and he got it. Isaiah Miranda, he was a transfer from Oklahoma State, not with the team this weekend. Wright State with the first possession here in the second half. Logan Woods on the wing to Hubricks. Back out front to Woods. Green Bay in a zone.
Green Bay's in a zone, which is a good move. I mean, why not?
Skip pass over to Hubricks. Nearly lost it. Fits it in the corner. Back out to Woods. Woods with a dribble to the middle of the floor. Feeds it over to Hubricks. Hubricks on the wing. He finds Doumbia. Doumbia down in low, short corner. Noel goes up, reverse layup off the rim. No good. The tip is no good. Getting it back is Amari Bay, who lays it.
5 years, has not won an NCAA tournament game as a head coach, and now he takes over the winningest program in the history of men's college basketball. But there's a quiet, humble confidence about Mark Pope that tells you he's going to do just fine.
His 16 points, it was a quiet 16 points, but let's not forget he's a first-team Missouri Valley Conference player, really good length, and he's improved his perimeter skills, and he's very effective inside, as he's shown you there.
Now Noel is setting up camp on the block, and he takes it in over Hanna, and that's off the mark. Junovic has to tip it out to his teammate, Christian.
And he does that, turns, jump hook, too strong. Just a little bit out of the comfort zone, it looked like.
Yeah, Noel did a good job of holding his ground, just pushing him just a little bit further than he wants.
Corner 3, Wellich, yep.
Number 19, Robert Morris in the lead. That was the 6th team foul compared to 7 for Wright State. And Noel trying to shoot over Fulganis that time and failed. Dickerson kept the...
Attacking the rim in transition. Blocked. Callahan, the loose ball. And they'll slow it up. Didn't quite have numbers there. Small defender on Noel. Lob it over the top to him. He lays it up and in.
Harper going to feed it back to Farm of the trailer. In transition for 3, but it's off the rim. And the rebound run down by Keaton Norris. Throws ahead to Jack Doumbia. Bounce pass finds Solomon Callahan. But in traffic, he cannot get off a shot. Comes out to Noel. Left wing 3 for him is going to be short. Long rebound run down by Callahan. Wright State with a second chance here.
Here's Hubricks. Callahan rises up, jumper, short, rebound, no! He can't get the putback, but he's fouled.
There's a distinct size advantage.
Right there, Aaron Franklin with the answer. And when you score, you can set up your full court pressure. Norris. Brandon Noel trying to get baseline. Tough shot there. Good piece of defense, I thought, by Duffy there.
Chase Robinson scores off the glass.
You know, when you have a season that has gone like that, and where it's one or two plays here and there literally decide the difference in 9 games, like you said, you're just searching for answers, and they're just trying to find anything and everything to get it going. See another great.
I think it was Doumbia.
Long ball ahead, intercepted by Woods. Wright State comes the other way to Doumbia. Throws it left side, Callahan. Just couldn't grab it cleanly, so he throws it out to Noel for 3, and he gets all net here.
IU Indy.
Here's a baseball pass all the way down the floor to Noel. He takes it in and can't get it to go. Wow, what a throw. Raiders had a 25-point lead 2 minutes into the second half. Brandon Noel hands it off to Norris. Norris back to Hubricks. Hubricks behind the back dribble. Feeds it down in the post to Noel. Backing in on Craig. Fadeaway in the paint. Missed it. Rebound Craig. Points and 9 assists.
He's had a great game. Played very, very well.
93-77 Panthers. Under a minute and a half to play here in the second half. Callahan off to Noel. Noel trying to drive in on Jovanovic. His double team puts it up off balance, missed it. And the free.
Rising because he's 7 foot tall, but he's only a sophomore. He doesn't, he needs to put on some weight, but he does a nice job.
He's from Georgetown, Indiana. That's near Louisville.
Right.
Still hear you guys. Wright State basketball out of the timeout. Drake Carter, the sophomore, gives to Noel. And a lead.
Great shot. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You don't have to panic here. You don't need a 3. Just run your offense. Plenty of time on the clock. No need to panic. Right now they're switching everything so you can get Dean inside whenever you want. Against a smaller defender.
For Montgomery, here's Noel. Powers his way in, doesn't get it. It's tapped around. He's going to be called for a foul.
Against Dawson in the corner. Norris rises up mid-range jump shot. Short rebound. Noel can't put it back in. And a rebound to Anachili Killing.
Yeah. Program history. Now it's about checking off round numbers. Sitting at 195 victories. There's the Don's head coach. His counterpart on the other side, Clint Sargent, in his first year as the head coach, but his 9th season.
Youngstown State, only the second time in league play they started out 3-0. Free throws missed. Norris has it at midcourt with 28 seconds left. Noel takes the 3, steps back. He's on the line, misses the shot, and the rebound. Gillette had it for a moment. Goes out.
And now Dylan Arnett back into the game and doing what he's done all half long.
Wright State's going to have to come up with an answer for that high pick and roll. They're just literally setting a ball screen right in the middle of the floor. He's just rolling right to the rim, catching it and finishing it. Wright State's going to have to figure out a different coverage.
Woods inside, and now Noel is blocked by Abide.
Bound out to Wright State as Keaton Norris brings it across the timeline. Gives it to Wellage. Now Wellage with the basketball. Comes back to Hubricks. Driving baseline and scoring. And
underneath the basket and an easy 2.
Ipsaro to the basket. It is blocked. Coming across was Doumbia.
Can't be all that aggressive in the post. Just let him get the ball. He's kind of high outside the lane. Not a great decision by Milwaukee in that one.
Oh, Noel slides baseline. Worked around us.
14 already here today in this one. 2-point game, offensive board. Missing on the shot is Montgomery. Skying in is Norris. And now Wright State a chance to tie or take the lead on a 3. Bradley fans wanting to travel on Doumbia. No call.
You know what's impressive too, that these guys, both teams are efficient what they're doing, but they're continuing to move the basketball. Sometimes when you're playing, you're shooting the ball well, you tend to break the offense. Everybody's just driving off 2, making the extra pass, playing within their offensive system, and just sharing the basketball.
Look at Noel and the power he tries to take in there on Atlas.
Dylan Miller's in for the first time today. He takes a shot from the outside. It's no good. And the Colonials give up the rebound, and Wright State's on the run. Logan Woods out to Keaton Norris. Over to Noel on the right. Noel wide open for the three, missed it long, and the rebound down to Cam Woods of Robert Morris.
Rasheed Bellows different.
I mean, I don't know if that was a nasty look off or a nasty crossover there. But man, the seas just parted for him there.
Noel determined.
Year after a game, and he made a very interesting comment for a young man. You don't hear it very often. He says, I don't care about scoring. I just want to help a team win. And if I can do that rebounding, then that's fine.
He's got 11 boards tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he plays good defense, too. He sometimes is a little bit too aggressive, but he plays good defense.
Holden leaves it for Noel. Noel with a dribble on the wing, taking the ball inside. Noel underneath the bucket, 6 to shoot. Double team had it stolen by the Green Bay defense.
Yeah, it's too much dribbling.
I mean, made the proper pass. Instead of trying to throw a chest pass, he threw that bounce pass.
Ball tipped away and stolen by Woods. Off to Norris. Raiders up by 1. Goes to Noel. His layup is good.
Turn it over. You don't want to give him more opportunities.
It has not really been an issue as a whole this season for the Jags.
No.
Averaging less than 11 per game, which is what their opponents are averaging as well. But it has been an issue here early in the game. Perhaps the defense and the full court pressure contributing.
Well, clearly Wright State's doing a nice job defending you at the half court.
And a great pass. Yeah, inside Brandon Noel.
Up short range, blocked by Noel. Noel to bring it down the floor. Quickly on the ring. It goes to Logan Woods. Woods takes it up off the glass and scores.
On the floor with the foul trouble. 57-51. Robert Morris on top. Here's Doumbia going low inside to Noel.
Remember, Wright State led 7-0. So a 20-5 run since.
And that 20-5 run, John, that's probably been.
Gardner gets to the basket.
Gets isolated out front and just puts it on the deck and finishes strongly.
15-2 run is finally over.
Here's Doumbia out front. Works in, pulled up from the foul line. A banker missed it. Noel put back. We're tied at 72.
He's really shown his ability to create his own shots as well today.
Hubricks around a screen. They get it to Noel. Slams it through.
To your point, though, about Noel trying to get him to work on the defensive end, how do you do that?
I think you got to attack him. I mean, even in ball screens, get him involved in.
Tied at 6. Second time we've been deadlocked in the early going. Norris by the Noel screen. Top of the lane. Bounce pass on a nice cut by Noel. Got to the basket. Missed his shot attempt.
Jeremiah Johnson cuts the lead to 7-6 Wright State.
That all happened because
on the other end, Noel to the bucket, lays it in. His third personal foul. Be the bonus for the Raiders next. They committed 5. Here's Keaton Norris off the drive. Picks up the dribble behind the pass. Went out of bounds. I don't know who led
around him.
42-42. Maxey, another 3. That one's too long. And the rebound to Logan Woods. Up the right sideline to Doumbia. Doumbia off the dribble, takes it inside, hands it to Noel. Reverse layup is good.
Touches.
Brandon Noel, Horizon League second team performer last year. I get the feeling he'll be bumped up a level this year. That's a bold prediction, I know. And there Noel catches it, and there you see why.
Bullet here. I mean, they made mistakes on their first two possessions, and Northern hasn't taken advantage at all.
Yeah, haven't even got a shot up yet. 2 turnovers. Here's Hubricks trying to get some space from Dilling. Throws it down in the post. Amari Bay back over to Noel. Lost the handle and another turnover. Transfer from Cedarville. Ball stolen by Logan Woods. Anticipated the pass. Woods picks up his dribble. Here's Keaton Norris. Dribble drive back out to Woods. Woods with 20 on the shot clock. Wants to get the ball inside to Noel. He has it underneath the bucket. Kicks the ball back out. Hubricks, 3. Got it. Number 4 on the night. Checks the shot clock, trying to create. Here's Pryor with it. 2 on the shot clock. Ball knocked away and stolen by Wright State. Back comes Norris leading the break on the wing. Callahan dribbles inside. Goes low down to Doumbia. Doumbia with a dribble. Does not have a shot. Brings it back out. Gives it to Hubricks.
Yeah, Solomon got in the air there. He was lucky that wasn't a turnover.
Noel, 3-quarter as ribbing in and out. The tap, no good. It's up and in. Wow. Little jump hook right there. Good on the scoreboard. It's 32-23 Raiders. Norris quickly back into the offensive end. Norris trying to get around Millender. Goes back out to Noel. Hands the ball back to Norris. Norris on the baseline. Fadeaway jump shot is good. He's got 5, and the Raiders.
This is his game right there. Getting into the paint, takes a little bump, and floats the ball in. He's got a nice floater.
Transfer from North Carolina State. Andrew Wellage in the ball game for the first time. Finds Noel out front. Noel's going to take the 3. In and out, Rattler, no good, and Cam Woods picks it off the floor.
And rebounds. DQ Cole in the paint, fadeaway jumper off the front rim. Golden Grizzlies just cannot create space with these offensive opportunities. Noel will try his hand. Left wing 3, pops all the way around and would not fall.
He's having himself a good night tonight. 14 points. Almost got to 17, but a little short on that 3, and now Noel throws it out of bounds. In the country as Dylan Arnett is having his way inside.
And that would be the understatement of the night so far, but give credit to his teammates. They are finding him, and they're getting him the ball at the right time. A lot of times you can throw it to a big guy on the roll.
Feeds it to Noel, takes the ball in, can't get it, goes back up, and he's fouled. Wow.
Fine, Dave.
It's short, and the rebound by Amari Bay.
Well, it's the same thing with Wright State. You can't miss free throws if you're trying to get back into the game.
And both teams have not been very good at all from the line tonight. Norris makes the catch, left wing. Surveys the defense to Amari Bay. Amari Bay out front, hands it back to Hubricks, now Norris. Norris at the elbow, feeds it to Noel with 6 to shoot. Noel double team, goes around his man with a left hand, put it in.
Hubricks, he'll take it coast to coast, lay it off the glass, miss it, but it is no.
Factor to this point, he's got 7, but it's an 8-point lead for the Colonials. Keaton Norris with a dribble, picks it up, off to Hubricks. Hubricks has had a quiet game, 1 of 4 from 3, 1 of 5 overall.
Yeah, they've really guarded him, Chris.
Noel skips it out. Logan Woods, his 3 is good. Logan Woods leading.
As far as teams in the Horizon League standings. Noel gets it, and Northern Kentucky not necessarily waving the white flag.
Lahowski, Noel went for the steal and got around him, and he laid it in easily.
Well, that's a great pass. He threw it away from the defense on the baseline where the defense couldn't get it. The only player that could get it.
9 for Silahusky, stepping back, Noel for 3. It's too hard. Rebound, Falcon.
Kentrell Pullian. 6-0 run, Milwaukee. Callahan will be the point guard with Norris off the floor. Noel has been quiet so far, but it's early. Nicely done. Logan.
So 2 shot clock beaters by Oakland here early. They're up 6-2, 16-10 to play in the first half.
That was actually great defense by Wright State there.
In the corner, Noel can't fire off the 3. Back out front, Keaton Norris. He'll try one. He got it. Keaton Norris. 6-5, Oakland.
6-point Wright State lead. And the Raiders have the ball. Here's Woods. He'll swing it over to Noel. And he stepped out of bounds.
And the second free throw is good. 16:47 to play. 45-33. Wright State by a dozen. Keaton Norris up the floor against Mingo. Picks the 3 off the Noel. Tried to find Doumbia on the back cut, and the Raiders.
I think got so many different guys that can score it. And as they start up now, they're in their 1-2 press. They hadn't run at all. And let's see how Wright State handles it with ease.
Montgomery's got 16 points for Bradley. That leads them in scoring. They are within 1, 3.5 remaining. And a takeaway. It's Hannah.
4 personal fouls through the second half. Solomon Callahan has had a hot hand tonight. Brandon Noel, the go-to man, forces it up, doesn't get the rim. Back tap to Pulley.
A nice offensive rebound, quick kick out. Woodridge knocks it down.
And you knew these types of games were going to come from Woodridge. He came in shooting 15% from 3. That's not where he lives. There's another rejection by Ellen McKinnon.
That's still just the 5th turnover for Detroit Mercy. That's not the reason they've been struggling today.
Still under 40% shooting are the Titans from the floor. Noel from distance. Brandon Noel.
Just like that, it's back to an 8-point lead for Green Bay.
Back-to-back threes has this crowd up. See if Wright State can answer. They get a foul.
It's still anybody's game, a 7-point lead at halftime. Both teams have a chance.
Raiders will have the same starting five as well as the Marauders. Wright State's Norris at the point. It's a screen from Noel. Noel with 14 to lead all scores. He's left open from 3. Does he have another one? He does.
Point on their last 8 possessions, but Wright State's only got 2, so they have not taken advantage of the fact that their defense is starting to create some situations.
Dumbia, mid-range jump shot. Got it. He was wide open. A little hesitant. Goes down 23.
Wright State could have been called for traveling there.
Hubricks throws into Noel, hands it right back to Hubricks near sideline. 3 goes up, 3 goes in. Nice job.
The basketball in front and forcing a turnover there.
Taking a look at the Wright State starting 5 here tonight. What are you expecting from them here? Let's start with them on the offensive ends. They have it here now.
Well, they like to move the basketball and continue. Both teams are really unselfish, shoot the ball, making it to the 3rd and 4th side. But one interesting thing we just saw is they're not going to let Alex Hubricks comes off and get open looks.
Here comes Wright State with it now. Northern Kentucky's done a good job of shutting down Brandon Noel. He has the ball right now. Only 3 shot attempts in that first half. The hook shot is no good. It's rebounded by Holden, no good. And it ends up in the hands of Wells, who again. That is not a great feed for him. And again, Wright State gets it back. Right now, sloppy play.
First half, the Raiders played well.
Wright State has allowed 75 points or less in 6 of their 8 games this year. Hubricks with the ball, looking to get it inside to Noel. Didn't play much in the first half due to foul trouble. He draws a foul. He scores.
21 for the senior point guard out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Final seconds. Noel on the drive. I was good about.
And so I think we really did know what we were going to get from them, and we've gotten that. Very good shooting and tough defense.
Steal there by Miami as he tried to
do, and they're just going right inside to the big man.
Well, they're well coached. That's why. I mean, you got to take advantage of.
Dumbia into the corner. Noel will try a 3 from that corner and make it. Brandon Noel's first 3 of the game. The Raiders on
defense on the interior by the Raiders. Here comes Logan Woods down the lane. Missed it, but the tip there for Brandon.
He's a transfer from Sacred Heart. He's their second best 3-point shooter. He's shooting 33% out there. He's hit 16 on the season.
Logan Woods trying to get around his defender. Over to Noel. Down in low. He all alone is Solomon Callahan. A free throw is good. It's 3-2 Wright State.
Marshall's not a great outside shooting team in terms of 3-point. They're only shooting 26%. They've only made 67 as opposed to Wright State's 95. So, there's a significant difference there in terms of 3-point shooting.
Brandon Noel face up against Martin. Takes him off the dribble on the right lane line, just backing in. Tries to get the shot up, but there's Dumbia with the offensive board and the stick back with 2 hands.
His first bucket, 8-6 Cleveland State behind some good 3-point shooting. They're 2 of 3 behind the arc early. Meanwhile, Wright State with Dumbia. Put it down low, Noel. Mid-post right. Throw it cross court. Hubricks. Lob it across the way, Noel. He'll try the 3 from the sideline. Air ball. Stavesky catches.
See that coming on that drive, John.
Well, that's a possession that Wright State might clip up later. Not their grittiest. Clear pass.
15.
Callahan doubled. Noel up
to go. Boy, Dawson with 20 points. 75-71 Wright State, only by 4 with 4.5 to play.
See, here's the problem for Wright State. They've had control of this game the whole way. Now Marshall's made a run and cut it to 4, and you know,
got to tighten up.
Yeah, Wright State's not been in this situation the whole game. They've been a pretty comfort zone,
and the momentum going Marshall's way. Here's Noel trying to answer. Jump hook with the right hand is off, and the rebound to Mingo.
Pratt trying to step into the lane. A little strong there. Logan Woods sets it up. Ball tipped away. Collected by Holden. Here's Hubricks. Quick release. A brick that time from Brandon.
Then Dickerson from 10, no good. And Plett's tap won't go. And again, the Raiders keep it alive, send it down the court. Noel is there, cherry picking.
Tied at 3. We played 2.5 minutes here in this first half. Off the high screen, Keaton Norris gives it back to Noel. He'll take the shot from long distance, and it rims in and out. Imaribe back over to Noel. The D offensively struggling. Martin goes inside. Euro step. His runner is no good, and a hustle rebound by Doumbia. Back comes Wright State.
Kind of a wild shot there by
Brandon
Martin.
Noel. Skip past Hubricks. He's open from 3. 3-0 Wright State. Alex Hubricks, 19th best man.
Ever recruited at Wright State was Kenny Millizer, and that's where he went to school. Field Union.
Schmelzer misses the free throw. The Raiders have it back in their own end. Norris skip pass over to Hubricks. Down in the post, it goes to Noel. Noel double teamed, forces one up at the right hand, and he lays it in.
That's exactly what.
When they played at the Nutter Center. Green Bay still hunting their first basket. Marcus Hall's off on a 3. Umbarie grabs the rebound for Wright State. He's out in the concussion protocol. Good news is Anthony Roy is sitting in regular tennis shoes now and no longer in his boot. Noel against Riedinger. Noel went to drive baseline, threw it right to Ben Tweedy.
Keep slipping on their own banana peel. Galette inbound, guards the inbounds pass, but it's all lobbed across the floor to Doumbia. He got it back after giving it to Norris. Now they'll throw it out front. The Hubricks finds Noel wide open. Far sideline 3 is short. Rebound taken away by Galette of Young.
Still, it's the furthest shot that they've made from the bucket today, but a big point right there nonetheless to cut it to within 10 with under 3 minutes to go in the half.
Callahan, Norris looking inside for Noel. He's guarded by Mitchell. High post Holden, back to Norris. Norris trying to create, bounce pass inside into the paint in traffic. Noel, he's fouled. And
Farmer to the right of the lane, spins to the baseline, 6-footer goes up, left it short. Rebound to Doumbia, clears to Keaton Norris. Norris to the foul line. Stops and throws the ball to Doumbia, deals to Noel, strong to the basket and rams into.
By the 3. Now, they can't probably beat many teams when they shoot like they did against Cleveland State last week, which was their worst shooting performance in years. But with this backcourt, which Flint Sargent described as the best backcourt at the mid-major level in the country, or in that conversation, they can still score in the paint.
No, absolutely. And one of those guards with Jalen Jackson can really get into the paint and score whenever he wanted or wants.
Morgan sizing up there against Noel, but no help.
Rebounds in the first half with the Raiders forward.
Yeah, he's gotten every rebound. He's done a good job defensively without fouling.
Raiders by 16 with 1:22 to play first half. Now Norris with it. Norris gives it to Callahan. Callahan with a dribble, back over to Logan Woods. Woods looking inside. Now Norris with 5 to shoot. Norris down the baseline. Norris into the corner. Noel for 3. It's short. Rebound Umbarie, and a foul's going to be called on IU Indy.
And even though that shot didn't go in, it was a wide open 3 for Hubricks, who's a great shooter.
Noel forcing his way to the rim, rebounded and put in by Doom.
Basketball teams when you have multiple players that can score in double figures.
Brad's second one left it short. Doumbia just off the bench grabs the pot, grabs the rebound. 28-25, Wright State by 3 with the ball with 4:41 left in the first half. Doumbia off to Hubricks. Wright State 4 for 10 outside of the arc. Out front, Doumbia.
Give it to him. Yeah, there you
go. Noel's got it down on the post against Stillwell. Noel leaning in, goes up with the left hand, left it short. Tried to get the rebound. It goes out of bounds, and last touch. Raiders down 8. Hubricks, top of the key, finds Callahan. Callahan, pull-up jumper inside of the arc, rattles out. Ball loose underneath. A foul is called.
Well for him. Best laid plans, right? AT?
Always works out just like you draw it up.
Yes. Here's Hubricks. Oh, nice lob inside. Good ball movement, and that gets Brandon Noel on.
Back over to Noel in traffic, had it knocked away. Goes up off the glass, it rims in and out. And the rebound is loose. Imaribe again, loose ball, and a foul is going to be called on Brandon Noel. Pushing off, he fakes it inside, gives it back to Norris. He'll try another long bomb, and that one is short. Rebound Noel. Noel goes up off the glasses, misses it.
He's only got 15.
All right, C.J. O'Hara in the lane, driving left hand, that's altered. Hubricks comes out with the rebound, gets it to Callahan. Entry down into Noel. Noel spinning on Hall, no. O'Hara grabs.
Offensive rebound, stick back by the Panthers. They're up 77-60. Norris off the screen of Noel. Noel, catch, shoot from 3, got it.
10 minutes.
Yeah, Andrew Wellage is going to come in for Hubricks. Wellage, a grad student now, has been to the Wright State program his whole career. Woods on the baseline, knocks down the jump.
Now Walker taking it with a dribble, floater with the right hand, no good. Rebound Doumbia. Doumbia battling for it. On the floor, comes up with it. He gets it up the floor to Hubricks. Crosses the timeline. Under 4 minutes to play.
Yeah, Wright State can run some clock here, too.
Skip past Norris. Short corner right, Noel. Over to Hubricks, back to Doumbia. Jack taking it inside, back out to Noel. Sets up his 3. Got it! Brandon.
Fourth complications during a medical procedure in Tampa. Abdul Rahim was the American Coach of the Year last year, led them to a school race for Wright State. Good basket right there again by Alec Millinger.
Alec Millinger does a great job to get to the rim and slow down this run by the Raiders. But the Raiders, as we mentioned, very capable. Offensively, as good a team as there is, not only in the league, but in the country.
They look inside. Good off-ball help. Saves it. But Wright State able to easily get that layup, Brandon Noel.
Yeah, I mean, the pass was to Zielinski, and he couldn't handle it.
Noel surveys the defense. Backing down Craig, up with the right hand. Another second chance opportunity, make it a third perhaps, and that one's delivered.
Yeah, the ball bounced right to him, hit the back of the rim, bounced right to him. Of course, he was there in position, but he got a good bounce.
You can't turn it over against this team. They are extremely fast. Here's Noel with it on the wing. Noel against Stillwell, taking him inside. Turnaround, knocked away by McKee and stolen. 83-65. Panthers on top with 4:40 left to play in the second half. Doumbia goes inside, leaves it for Noel. Reverse layup is good.
Just the timing in the field by Almanor on that weak side slot.
Cats have held Wright State to 28% shooting tonight. Nice cut and a finish on the other end. That's Brandon Noel.
Hubricks inbounds. Noel. Noel takes it in strong under the bucket with the left hand, left it short. Try to get 8 on the shot clock. Walker rises up over Callahan. The 3 rattles out. Rebound Noel.
Yeah, good rebound by Brandon. I mean, he went out of his area to get that rebound.
He's got 4 already in the game. Callahan back to Norris. They swing it right side to Noel. Indy, man-to-man defense.
Pretty aggressive, too.
Pass goes inside to Noel. Turnaround jump hook is no good. Michael Amaribe with the offensive rebound. Amari Bay goes up and under and off
What
the
a
glass
move.
and in. They only go about 8 deep. Husky, who attempted a three, gives that one up. Here's a three-point shot put up and no good by Taylor, and the rebound by Wright State.
Yeah, he's going to shoot it anytime he's got a good look at the basket. He's their leading scorer.
Inside it goes to Noel, his first touch. Down on the left block against Husky. Take him inside, double teamed, had it stripped away. He gets it back on the dribble, off the glass, he scores.
Nice move. Together wins.
But Sargent told us he just wants to instill some confidence in his team.
Well, yeah, that's the big part of it is confidence. You know, if you don't win.
Rising up for three, and that is Solomon Callahan.
Tweedy makes both free throws. He's got 7 points to lead the Phoenix, who cut this back to 4.
Phoenix still with only 3 field goals in this half so far, but they've hit all of their free throw attempts.
It's a 7-0 run, and Green Bay forcing it
inside. A nice finger roll to the rack, and the assist from Dylan Miller.
Yep, nice play. Nice execution that time. Went to the high post, which is the weak spot of the zone, and Fulgaris turned around, saw he had nobody in front of him, right to the basket.
Here's Noel off the window. Miller with a rebound. He's going
to. One is true. 12-11, Raiders by 1 with 11:26 to play. Clint Sargent just searching for some consistency on both sides of the floor.
Yeah, I mean, the only inside player that's been somewhat consistent is Brandon Noel. And he's been pretty consistent, but no one else has.
Wellage over to Hubricks. Left corner, Noel. Trying to create, lost it, picks it up, goes inside with a right hand, can't get it to go. Ball tipped and grabbed by
bench to sit down. Ball lobbed into Brandon Noel. Preseason player of the year in the league, gives to Jack Doumbia right wing. Back to Noel near sideline. Got by Galette to the basket. Missed the dunk, but got fouled on the drive.
The ball, because your man might cut to the basket at any time. You don't see many ball screens, but a lot of cutting away from the ball.
Foul was on Mills, and he reaches in and steals it from Noel.
Solomon Callahan, you got to keep your man in front of you. I mean, that's a basic thing in man-to-man defense. You can't let the guy go from the three-point line all the way to the rim.
Seesaw, the Raiders on top by 1, 30-29. Hubricks at the elbow, leaves it for Noel. His layup is good. Good look.
More than 100 more offensive rebounds than Wright State does. That's a significant thing. If Wright State can stay with them on the glass, they've got a chance.
And stepping on the sideline. That's something back. Gets his man in the air, feeds it down to Noel. Noel
Nice
spinning,
job.
going up, and he can't get it to go. Got the rebound, put it back up, and he's fouled.
That's a nice job by Solomon.
56-49. The Raiders lead has shrunk to 7 with 12:13 to play. Callahan takes it into the offensive end. Leaves it for Noel. Marshall feeling a run right here. Raiders need an answer. Down low it goes to Noel, and it's knocked away, but a foul is called on Marshall. That's his 5th three for Craig. Got 26 points. Inbounds pass to Callahan. Swings it to Hubricks. Up near midcourt to Noel. Noel with 45 seconds left and a foul.
And then create that ball and make a shot.
Hubricks off inside at the free throw line. Back to Noel. Takes the three. Now a step move goes up, and he's going to be called for traveling.
Well, I don't know about that. They've already taken 6 3-point shots. They've taken 7 shots, Chris. 3 of them, all of them but 1 have been threes.
Hubricks off the Noel. He's going to try another 3. He's got that one. 7 Wright State. They'll keep the ball on the right sideline in their own end. Woods throws it into Noel. On the wing, had it stolen away by top. Logan Woods. Raiders just 1 of 5 from 3. Now Wellage, middle of the zone to Noel. Noel dribbling inside, double teamed, and a foul.
That's what you got to do. That's exactly what you got to do.
That's for the Golden Grizzlies. So Camps getting a pair of shooters out there to try to help with the doubles. Keaton Norris turned away by Jalen Jones. Jalen Jones does it again with help from Baru this time. Noel. Bounce pass, tried to force it through, and Woodridge picked it off.
One of those guys, so that's what you need when you want to win a game like this. He's only averaging 7 points a game.
And Arnett screen, he'll drive, lost the handle. Wood steals for Wright State. Under a minute to play. Long ball ahead. Callahan, left wing. Bounce it down low. Doumbia, baseline left. 15 feet out down the lane. Wide open, Noel.
Try again. It'll be Woods with a better angle to get it in. Norris gets it off, but it's no good. And the offensive rebound is stuck back in.
The drive, and now the three ball, and it's 60-54.
You know, young guys, when you're dealing with freshmen, they get energy when the ball goes through the net. He got the last basket, and
second and third possession of the game and went a long time without turning it over again.
Here's Noel with it in traffic. Goes up and under. His shot is off. Tip no good by Amari Bay. And Craig now with it. Player all around. Trying to go up and under. Forces one up off the glass. Misses it. Rebound Doumbia. Well, the Raiders controlling the boards in this game.
Well, that was good defense by Jack. Without fouling. I mean, he made it tough for him to get the shot off, and then he got the rebound. It was just good defense.
Raiders recognize the defense. Middle of it goes Noel. One bounce. Goes up in traffic. Can't get it to fall. Got it back. Put it up and in.
I'll tell you what. I thought he got fouled.
Done. Folks on the save to Franklin, who converts. 1 point ball game. We're heading down the stretch. Callahan. Keaton Norris. Amari Bay out front. Hubricks to Noel. Back to the basket against Aaron Franklin. Goes to work. And he spins to the right, left it short. Prize.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, I've said before, they've got depth, but they've got depth that can play, and there's a difference.
Here's Noel, open, top of the key, three. Got another one for
Bruce with a finger roll from the right side. He's got a dozen.
Wow, did he explode off the floor on that finish.
61-48. Noel the drive to the basket. He was fouled as he was.
This is exactly what Mark Pope promised at that opening press conference. We're going to be aggressive on both ends of the floor. I talked about in the first half. They practice a lot, Kentucky does, with 15 seconds on the shot clock. That's how aggressive, how fast, how much.
For Brandon Stroud, first two of the game. Big time offensive rebound, went up way high to get it. That was their first offensive rebound of the game.
My bag. Committed to foul, and that's like a turnover when you miss two free throws.
Underneath, an offensive foul called.
Offensively and defensively, whereas the Panthers don't.
Really good point. Milwaukee's played more personnel in this game. Keaton Norris back in at the point for Wright State. Brandon Noel going to work. Got a foul.
Has 6 rebounds. Full court pressure shown by IU Indy. Callahan beating it. Gets it into the forecourt. He'll get it off to Hubricks. Short pass, right sideline, Norris. Norris back out front to Doumbia. 15 on the shot clock. And away from the ball, we have a foul.
Yeah, rebound. That time it was DJ Smith comes up with an offensive rebound. That's the fourth offensive rebound for the Colonials tonight.
3-point lead, and Noel comes in rumbling.
Position. Good first pass, bad second pass. Butler wide open. And Noel's got another board. He's had a very busy night for Wright State. I know you were a little surprised you're doing your Wright State research.
They need some cheap hoops.
Woods has his shot blocked inside by Noel. Transition Wright State. Back to Noel it goes, and Dickerson blocked the shot off the window.
Get off the dribble, but he did, and he bumped him pretty good, and there was a foul called.
Lob pass into Carter. Bounce pass, free throw line to Noel. Noel against Gibbs with the right hand, lays it up and in, and he's fouled.
That's a pretty good move. That's a pretty.
Second half. Shot clock is down to 10. Woods is out front. It's going to take the shot. It's off the mark. No good. And the rebound is ripped away by Keaton Norris. Off the floor goes Callahan. Norris out front. Now Noel. Up fake, and now the drive in. Beautiful spin. One of the Colonials got a piece of that, and now Oma Jafo comes.
Simmons now the fifth Rocket in double figures.
Tough move. Saw the double team coming from the middle. He spun baseline and was able to get it off the glass.
One-on-one again. Simmons trying to stay with him, but Brandon.
It's Sunday.
It's never too early to start eating, getting
right?
ready for feast week, right?
Well, Noel is feasting here.
Nice cut by Riedinger.
First time they were able to get into the lane there.
34-17 Raiders with 45 seconds left in the first half. Hubricks off the screen of Noel. Bumped into the corner, back out to Noel. Noel
nice
down and low to
pass.
Callahan. Callahan.
Oh, you got to shoot
back
that.
out front, Willage. Noel fakes the three. Noel taking it inside, and we're going to have a foul called on Mark.
Lewis floats it out. Had not. Late shot clock. Oh, that's a deep one. And the rebound snatched by Amari Bay. Noel running the floor. And one.
Here scoring at the rim.
Well, the way Wright State's playing is they're not helping off of the wings or from the low box. And so if Sonny Wilson's able to turn the corner, he's getting a good look,
Rush to put together a big portal class, and they had to try and beat Texas Tech, who was coming in to recruit Butler last second, so they all hopped in a plane and flew out to Vegas where Butler was doing his workouts, getting ready for the NBA draft. And he got in the portal, and the rest is history. That one slipped out of the hand of Noel.
With that one, right, he takes no time to get his shot off. He's made 29 now on the season, shooting 40%, actually 42%. So he's an excellent three-point shooter. He's averaging 19 a game.
Yeah, he averages 4 makes per game in traffic. Noel off the glass, lays it in. Tough, aggressive move. Into the paint, throws it out to Hubricks. Long three, it's short. And the rebound tipped around. Amari Bay gets it in the corner.
Great hustle by Michael.
Lobs
nice
it into
pass.
Noel. Noel goes up and scores.
Nice pass.
Goes underneath the hoop into the corner. Dre Carter's three is too strong. And the rebound tipped by Noel off the rim, no good. Ball goes out of bounds.
Lead. 2.5 gone by in the second half. Back to Dean, misses on the three, and rebounded by Woods.
There's a matchup problem here. You got Duke on Noel. They're going to force the double team. He can really pass it.
He does. Noel inside to the cutting Dumbia.
Lays it up and in. Noel gambled and lost.
Yeah, he tried to get him on the high side. McCabe was way too quick for that.
And there's a bounce pass. Hubricks in the paint. Kick out. Noel for three. And the lead. It's off the heel. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Off of Oakland.
Guard out of Richmond, Virginia. Transfer from VCU out of the Atlantic 10 into the game. Also Solomon Callahan in for the Raiders. Keaton Norris with the ball out front. We approach 15 minutes to play in the first half. Norris with 5 already. Still with the dribble, back out to Noel. Noel fakes the three on Dines, goes inside, leaves it for Carter with a dunk.
He got there quickly and got it.
Jovanovic, fade away with a left hand in the paint, misses it, rebound Hubricks. Norris' second three of the game, 42% outside of the arc this year. Hubricks stopping go dribble, feeds it back to Norris. Norris takes it to the free throw line, looks inside, back out to Wellich.
Yeah, Brandon Noel had his man.
He's got it now, Noel down on the right block against Jovanovic. Noel leaning in with that left shoulder, turnaround jump shot, rolls around and in.
That's a good job. Glass and got it to go in.
5-point lead for the Raiders with 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Travis Lewis employing his team on, playing in the zone. Carter looks inside, he gets it to Noel. Noel in traffic, leans up, lays it in. Brandon Noel.
They double team him. Ball comes topside to Maxey. His long three is off the rim, no. And the rebound to Dre Carter of Wright State. Clears to Keaton Norris. Slowed down by Gabe Dines. He'll peel back out to the far side. Stop, and now Harper steps up on him. Ball given to Hubricks. Inside of 6 minutes to go in the half. Ball thrown to Noel. Batted away momentarily by Galette. Noel gets it far sideline. Galette knocked it loose again. Noel grabs it, goes baseline into a double team. Reverse side layup on the rim, no. Ball grabbed by Galette of Wyatt.
Craig's with a nice face up. Throws the ball right on time and rhythm. McCabe is the beneficiary with the easy deuce.
And early on, that seems to be Mashour's game. All the roll stuff. Noel will step into the three, and he teardrops.
Rudy. Oh, he got that little nudge there with the left hand with 4 fouls. That's a break.
Green Bay up by 12. Lob back door to Noel. Too deep. Can't get it. Marcus Hall comes
with it. Brings it across the timeline. Norris back to Noel. Fakes the three. Sizing up the defender. Goes in strong with the layup. Misses it. And picked up by Good on the baseline.
He jumped too.
Opportunity like that, he'll stay up and grab that steal. Over 200 career steals. Set the freshman record for steals in the Horizon League. A couple years ago, here's Noel. Has to pick up his dribble, and he still finds a way to score.
Yeah, he's such a... Him off. Kept his patience, found Isaiah Adams, who hit the triple.
Brett, take us through your keys, starting with Wright State.
Well, for Wright State, they come in averaging 77 points a game. They want to push the tempo, try to get Toledo on their heels defensively. That allowed them to
gathered himself.
Faulkner guarded by Woods. Tough shot. Air ball into the hands of Norris. Norris off the break. Feeds it to Noel. Noel inside. Had the ball stripped away and stolen by. Used a little rim and dropped it through. 7-3 Wright State. 16-13 to play in the first. Callahan now running the point. Checked in for Amari Bay.
Yeah, Wright State's starting point guard, Keaton Norris, has been out for an extended period here, and Solomon has come in and played the point guard position.
Brandon Noel threw it away. Threw it right to Reed.
Side to Alex Hubricks.
Yeah, and we talked about the early shot, quick shot by Wright State in the first half. That one was not really for Miami. Yeah, you'd like to have some guys down underneath to rebound, but that's Kraft's shot.
Bad pass. That
three, bang, bang. Chris Carroll with his first three of the night. He's got 7. Penguins' fourth three of the half, and they now trail 72-66.
Penguins have shot their way back into this one.
Dumbia drives. Nice bounce pass to Noel, who rams into off the
dribble. That's what caused Brandon to lose the ball. He got fouled on the dribble, and no call.
Here's Noel with it off to Hubricks. Hubricks, catch, shoot, 3. He's got it. Alex Hubricks now.
And then hurt him. Had a little sprained ankle, and he hasn't been the same player since, so it'd be nice to get him going.
Off the curl. Hubricks makes the catch.
Nice
down low,
pass.
he finds Norris. Norris under the bucket. Doesn't have a shot. Back out to Alex Hubricks. High post pass to Noel. 14 on the shot clock. Noel takes his man inside. Pump fake. Goes up, scores, and he'll get another one. He's got 5 points. It's 65-49. Raiders by 16. Norris. Raiders had a 25-point lead 2 minutes into the second half. Logan Woods off to Keaton Norris. Feeds Noel in the post, leans it off the glass and scores. Brandon Noel with 9.
Wright State was 4th in the country in scoring last year, nearly 87 points a game. They led the country in field goal percentage. Now, it's obviously not exactly the same team.
Reininger back to Levy. Sets up 2-point, 3-point shot. Missed it. Noel the rebound.
You know, the trouble with him shooting a 3 is there's nobody under the basket to rebound.
Hubricks off the dribble. Back out to Noel. He'll try the 3 and drain it for Wright State. Brandon
gives it out top. And to the right side, Wellage. That looks good, but it rattles out. And the big man underneath has it stolen away by Ian. To Suter. Back underneath, it'll go to Wolfhook. Double teamed, had it knocked away. Up ahead with it, Hubricks. Gives it off to Callahan. Out of the left side, Wellage. They go down low, and there the big man is again. An
defense guarding the guys in the corner. You have to respect that a little bit more and stay at home, so you can't help as much on the roll. And just a great pass from Deba to Arnett.
Nice pass. 77-56, Wright State. Ramel a long 3 off the front of the iron, picked up by Woods. Quickly up the floor to Noel. Makes the catch. Spin move, goes up and dunks it. That
shot, really good pass. Josh Amajafo. He's doing it all here for the Colonials.
22-18, Robert Morris on top. 8:10 to go, first half. Noel from deep downtown, rims out. And Cam Woods gets the rebound.